I think we're good to go, aren't we? Are we good to go? Are we on? We're on. Hello, everybody. Sorry about that. Me and tech. Oh my god. Right. Firstly, Merry blooming Christmas. A lot of you, I think a lot of you would have finished on Friday. I've got to work Monday, which is a bit poo, but is what it is. If you have finished, Merry Christmas. If you haven't, stay strong, guys. Stay strong. Right. What have we? This is kind of a new thing. I've got a whole new kit. This is a whole new sort of setup from what just behind the camera. Yeah, we're going to roll with it. Beers wise, what we've got is I'm going to start with Lord's Mountain IPA. I've also got Paul's Beer Reviews Jasper. I've got Simon from Real Ale Craft Beers ESB, which is they're both bloody lovely. And then I've got a new one from Lord's called Roy, a cranberry infused pale ale. Let's give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? And also, I don't know if anyone saw my Instagram story thing, whatever it was, but my mate works out in Belgium, and he's got this thing for these types of glasses, and he loves those sorts of glasses. But to get the glasses, he has to buy all the beer boxes, and he don't really like Belgian beer, so he gives it to me. And this is, I mean, I'm really excited for this. That's a Leffy Royale. It's a Cascade IPA, 7.5%. Also, we've got another Leffy. Is that a 9% one? Yeah, that's a 9% Ritual. Who knows? And then we've got a triple at 8.5%. But they're going to be like later on, because if I have them now, this live stream is going to be even worse than than I thought it might be. Firstly, I hope everyone's okay. If you can hear me and see me and everything, that's class. Let me just make sure. You can't hear. Can you hear me? Let me just double check my microphone, because it's all a bit funny at the moment. Yeah, you can hear me. Yeah, you can hear me. That's cool. That's cool. I think you can. Can you hear me? Everyone's sort of like, just say if you can hear me. Maybe it's turn the sound off. This is this is yeah, it's a funny old thing. It's a funny old thing. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, it's a funny old thing. There we go. Right, I've just got you on here. Right, firstly, I've got 4 people in. Thanks very much for coming along, spending your Saturday in my spare bedroom. I hope you're all well. Let's start off with what you're drinking then, because I've got that on the cards. Where's the old? I've got no now to bite my nails, and I can't ever do these ring pulls. There we go. I have to use like tools. Right, let's have a quick look at this then. So this was Baller Mountain IPA, was my first review. I actually won a case of this. I entered the Beer Monster competition that John was doing. And I didn't win the Beer Monster, but what I did win was a case of 12 Baller Mountain IPA. It was one of the first cases to be sent out, I believe. And Paul's Beer Reviews, you've probably heard it because he says it often, but he put the yeast in this beer. It was my first beer review. I think I gave this, was this a 4.5 out of 5, I believe I gave this. It's just blooming lovely. Really, really nice. Really soft and fruity to start, and then a lovely bitter back end. That's exactly what we want from a Mountain IPA. There we go. Oh, April Hosier for everyone. That's my wife. We can't. They can hear us. That's good. It's good news. Right then, what are we going to talk about then? Well, seeing as it's Christmas, we've got to have a chat and see what we're doing with Christmas plans. I don't know. It's 2 watching at the moment, so there's not many people in at the moment, but one of them will be my wife. But yeah, Christmas for me this year, obviously got a little girl now. She's only 8 weeks old as of yesterday. So it's going to be like calm. It's going to be calm. I'm originally from Kent. I live in East Anglia now. I'm originally from Kent, and it's normally like driving everywhere, seeing family and friends and stuff. But we are just like calm this year. We're not going to be doing what we'd normally do, traveling around bloody everywhere. Yeah, like I say, she's only 8 weeks old, see. So, George Hunt, hello, mate. Phil Smith's in. Phil Smith, sorry I'm late. Have I missed any car park stories? There we go. What are we? We're 9 minutes into the first live stream and the car park's been mentioned. Where are we? There you go, Phil Smith. Hello, mate. I hope you're well. Phil, we're just talking about Christmas. What's Christmas like looking for you this year? What's Christmas looking like for you this year? I don't even know where you live, Phil. I'm not even going to guess where you live because I'm going to get it wrong. George Hunt's in. Hello, mate. You're right. George actually, he sent me, or his partner, she sent me an Instagram picture because I don't think, George, you don't really drink a lot of craft beer, do you? I think just recently he took advantage of the Andover. There you go. And I was gonna guess somewhere away, a bit more north than Andover. George used the code Mark's Beer Reviews. Mark's Beer Reviews discount code at twistedhops.co.uk. It's MBR10, and he's got himself a load of craft beer. He's got all the Siren chocolate mug cake beers. He's got a couple of elusive beers he was telling me about. So yeah, enjoy them, mate. Andover. I think do we pass that? We go down to like Devon and Dorset quite a lot. I feel like we go past Andover. It's got that weird little services, the big hill on the motorway, and it's got the weird little services, which has a car park, big old car park and all, Phil. Yeah, I feel like I know Andover. Christmas at home with the missus and our 3 kids, basically what we do every year. Cupboard's full, just need the booze. Mate, the booze has to be the first thing on the list. Honestly, I picked all my Christmas booze up 4 weeks ago now, I reckon. So yeah, that's got to be the first thing. Who else? What have we got at the moment? Oh, there's 7. Hello, 7 people. Hello, mate. John from Lords is in. Hello, matey. Hello, mate. You're right. He's a good old boy, John. He's been like my agony aunt / technical advisor to set this thing up. So blame him. If it's rubbish, which it probably will be because it's me, blame him. He's honestly, he was like, "What laptop you got, mate?" I was like, "It's a HP. It's got an Intel fee." He's like, "Yeah, but what's the code?" I was like, "Core M5." He was going, "Oh, that's good. That'll do this and that." And I'm like, "Mate, I don't know. I ain't got a clue. I have not got a clue. I wire plug sockets, but anything after the plug socket, I don't have a clue about. I'm a nightmare." John, mate, this beer is just lovely. This Ball Mountain IPA, agony aunt. Mate, honestly, I'm not joking. You have been an agony aunt. I swear to God. Phil Smith, just waiting for my Christmas bonus and early payday. Then I'm on the beer run. Oh, mate, quality. Christmas bonuses. I've never had one. So it makes me sound like I'm rubbish at my job. But I've just never. I've never been in the industry where you get one. I've had Christmas parties and that, but I just know. So I got a bit of cash in an envelope once, if I can say that. That was years ago now. But yeah, Christmas bonus. Enjoy that, mate. Where are you getting your beer from? Are you doing supermarket or are you going to go sort of bottle shop stuff? Oh, it's just lovely, that beer. Agony aunt, mate. Yeah, too right. There we go. Right, we talked about it. John, I know you're a motorsport fan, mate. I know you're not bothered about Formula One though, but did you see the Formula One stuff? We talked about it briefly at the end of Crummy's stream yesterday. Did anyone see the Formula One stuff, and what are your thoughts on it? Because, yeah, I don't know. It was just a bit. I don't know. I wasn't keen on how it all played out. Hey, Steve, hello, mate. You all right? John from Laws Brewing, can we get some likes in here? That will hopefully get a few more people in here on Mark's first live. If you would, that'd be great. I'd enjoy it if you did. I'm not going to go begging for them though. Steve's channel, here we go, mate. Can't drink now. Can't drink now. Till shoulder good. Had a few beers last night, but I have to wait because Op's Wednesday. Oh, mate, I didn't know the Op was Wednesday. Bloody hell. It's close to Christmas, isn't it? I hope it goes all right, mate. I really do. Just watch them stairs. So for those of you that don't know, Steve was doing this is before I knew Steve, or before I was aware of his channel. Steve was doing a live stream, and during the live stream, I don't think it happened on stream, he stacked it down the stairs and smashed his shoulder up. So yeah, get well soon, mate. I hope the honestly, mate. Here's to you. I hope the op goes really, really well. Oh, yeah, that's it. So Phil was saying, yeah, we have the Andover tap, which is a fridge full of different craft beer and a canning machine. So Phil was telling me about this. It's a tap room. I've never been there. But Phil was telling me it's a tap room, and they'll pull you a beer off on draft, and they've got like a little canning machine, and you take it home in a can, and was it 6 weeks it's good for, Phil? But yeah, how awesome is that? It's just like a crazy, crazy model. John, I was watching some temporary traffic lights instead of the F1. Mate, it has been, honestly, the past few years have been boring as hell. So I don't blame you, mate. Honestly, it's I don't know, it's this season's been amazing, but apart from that, it's been pretty boring. Steve's channel, thank you, matey. No worries, mate. I'll be careful. Yeah, please do, mate. I don't want you doing this again. Hope you're doing well, Steve, says John from Law's Brewing Company. And yeah, Phil Smith says 6 weeks. So that beer is good in that can for 6 weeks. So, I mean, it just seems weird to go in a pub, have some decent draft beer, and then take a 12-pack home. It's a good model, though. I like it. Like I said to Phil, it's like a really cool little model. On sort of not a lot of people do that, though, do they? Like canning machines, they can be a bit pricey sometimes, and so I do understand it. But yeah, cool little model nonetheless. Phil, what do they stock down there in Andover? I'm trying to think. Is Andover's Hampshire, isn't it? So you've got like Vibrant Forest down that way. You got some breweries in and around the New Forest as well, haven't you, down that way? Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what your sort of local stuff is. I've had some Vibrant Forest stuff though, mate. Beer of the year so far. We've only got a couple of days for exchange. Was that? It was a cognac barrel aged stout from Vibrant Forest. I think they're Southampton. Hardly, yeah, somewhere around there. Cognac barrel aged imperial coffee stout. Honestly, it was mental. It was thick. I think I put a picture up on my Instagram a little while ago. But my mate, I didn't even know. My mate just had one of these sitting in his fridge. Went around after a couple of bevies. I was like, mate, can I crack that open? Had it again. I didn't think I'd ever have it again. Mate, it was good. Really, really good. But yeah, he's had a lot of Fallen Acorn stuff in yet. I think. No, I thought I had a Fallen Acorn can on the shelf. I had their they did a Biscoff stout, didn't they, recently? With there was another brewery involved. It was called like Niflheim or something. Niflheim. The taste of it was amazing. It was a strong imperial. Well, I say strong imperial. It was about 10%, 10.5%, if I remember rightly. It just didn't have the body. It was really a real shame. It just didn't have the body. Those big, thick, gloopy imperial stouts that everybody loves. And on imperial stouts, right? Did anyone see Untapped just put something out on their socials earlier in the day? And it's listed the top 10 beer styles or top rated beer styles. An imperial stout was like number 6 or 7. But that was so. But then there were no other stouts on the list. Everyone's banging for the Imperials. It's been a hard year. Everyone's going for the good, strong stuff. So okay. Phil says, yeah, had a lot of Fallen Acorn stuff. What you said. John said, how long till you're up, Steve? I think he said Wednesday, mate. So yeah, 3 days now. Good luck, mate. Good luck, Steve. And Phil Smith, yeah, that Niflheim was banging, but a bit thin. Yeah, I thought it was. I mean. For me personally, I know a lot of people don't like the thicker stouts, but for me personally, if I'm drinking an imperial stout, I want it to be nice and thick and sort of like, the mouth slappy beers. But yeah, but it tasted amazing. Amazing. I just happened to go into my local pub and the manager in there was like, do you want a can of this? He got sent a load of cans. I think it had something to do with an original recipe or something way back when, and they sent him a load of cans. I was like, mate, please. Slice, yeah. So the top 20 beers, people are reaching for people are reaching for the imperial stouts before they're reaching for stout, or well, they're rating the imperials higher, probably because they're strong. Been a rubbish year. Mate, it's just lovely. For those of you, if you're watching now, I'm on the Baller Mountain IPA from Lord's Brewing Company, and it's lovely. How's that coming up? Yeah, cool. And it's bloody lovely, and in a perfect glass as well. Oh, it's amazing. Here we go. Phil and Slice are having a little chat. Evening, Slice. Oi, Phil. Right, let's get back to this Formula One stuff. Did anyone watch it? I mean, I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan. But no, not but. I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan, so I can't really be seen to be like totally impartial. So I will say that first. But it was weird, wasn't it? It was weird. Like the way it all played out, it was like safety car not releasing the drivers or the lap cars, and Christian Horner on the radio going, "Come on, Michael Massey, the race director. Come on, Michael. All we need is one lap." That line just has made me think. It's got the old cog spinning all week. And then all of a sudden, half the lap cars got released, which meant Carlos Sainz was still, but he was in third place at the time. But sort of in terms of track position up behind the safety car, there were loads of lap cars between him and Max Verstappen. Those weren't released, so it was just an engineered straight shootout. I don't know. It was a bit too American for me. They do it like John watches a lot of NASCAR, and I think John was saying the other day that they do it in America quite a lot. They'll sort of like run the safety car and do these like one lap shootout things. Oh, I don't know, not for me. Lord's Brewing Company. Slice, how you doing? I think Slice was in Manchester last night at the Christmas market. When you went there, didn't you? Were your missus in that? Was it all right? I saw. What's his name? The Mac Master. Like reviews. He reviews food, and he weren't too happy with with his expensive hot dog out of the Manchester market this week. But I hope you had some good stuff, mate. Slice UK, John, all good. I hope all is well with you and the family. Cole Trickle, is that one of the Cletus McFarlane people? Slice, I thought Damon Hill should have been given the win. I'll tell you what, he was a good old boy in his day. Phil, the cars are more like spaceships these days. Bring back the 50s, mate. I agree. It's the pinnacle of motorsport, and it's like can't follow one car in front of the other, and after lap 3, they're all a second and a half behind each other because they're saving tyres. And Niki Lauda said it, God rest his soul. Niki Lauda said it a while ago. Niki Lauda's an old Formula One driver for the people that don't know. He said, I won't do the accent, but he said, give the cars 1,000 horsepower and big sticky tyres and off they go. Man versus machine. All these buttons they got to push. Strap mode 1, diff set 12. Look, basic car, big engine, gearbox and a diff, and off you go. None of this like, I've got to change the brake balance. I agree. I have to agree with Phil on that one. And they sounded better. The first Formula One race I ever went to was in Belgium, and the first car or driver that ever went past me was Bruno Senna in the Williams. And honestly, that was the V8s. And that would have been about 2012, I think. And it blew my ears out. It felt like someone had a bloody cocktail stick ramming it in my ear. It was that bad. Then the second year I went, it was like, they sounded like touring cars. The GP2s and the GP3s, or the F2s and F3s, they were louder. Honestly, it was absolutely rubbish. You might as well just sat next to the M25. There was no feeling. We did indeed, says Slice, about going to the Manchester Christmas market. We went to the market, also managed to get 2 reviews in. Nice. If you haven't checked Slice UK's videos out, he's top lad, and his pizza reviews are bloody good. He goes into a lot of detail about them. Stuff that you just never think about. It just gives you a different way of looking at a slice of pizza, really. And it sounds silly to say, but we eat so much pizza, you might as well go and have a little look to see how to taste it properly. But yes, he's a good lad. He's Tony. I always get names wrong. Tony. He's a good boy. Cole Trickle was the character that Tom Cruise played in Days of Thunder. Mate, never seen Days of Thunder. Right. Let's get this elephant in the room out into the open now. Never seen Days of Thunder. Wouldn't know what it is about. I presume it's a racing film. Never seen a Die Hard. Never seen a Lord of the Rings. What are the other ones I always get beaten up for? Pulp Fiction I've never seen. I've seen nothing, honestly. Don't do films, I just fall asleep. That's John's comment about the thingy. Slice UK, currently out and about looking at local Christmas lights. Oh, nice one, Slice. I'll tell you what, there's some houses that go mental, isn't there? Honestly, we've got nothing on ours. I was gonna say I'm lazy, but I suppose I am. I don't really do anything. It's quite bad. Then other houses, it's like they must rent a shipping container to store it all. Phil Smith, yeah, Thruxton's down your way. What a great circuit that is. I used to go to Thruxton Race Circuit and they had the Festival of Motorsport. You have bikes, cars, trucks, absolutely amazing. Mate, that sounds absolutely... I've just seen a comment pop up from John saying that sounds epic, Phil. And yeah, it does. I would say one of my best sort of like racing, kind of semi-racing experiences with Goodwood Festival of Speed. That was fantastic. Just lunatics, just having a bloody good time. Loads of stuff, really interactive. Yeah, it was good. It was really, really good. Probably the best sort of like experience. Like you can sort of get in the cars and you can have a wiggle. And I was standing next to Mercedes GP's sort of pit garage thing that they've got there, and they gave me Valtteri Bottas's steering wheel. And they were like, "Yeah, fiddle with the buttons, flick the paddles." And I've got like, how much is a steering wheel nowadays? 70 grand, 100 grand, and he's just give it to me over the rope. John, oh dear, what was that about? Oh, was it about my films? Yeah, if it's about the films, mate, honestly, it's pretty embarrassing if I'm honest with you. That sounds epic. Phil Smith, the trucks are amazing. They're mental, aren't they? The grip. I live probably 30 minutes away from Snetterton. They get the truck racing up there. I've seen videos of it on YouTube. I've never been. But honestly, I've been seeing other things at Snetterton and stuff, so you kind of get a feel of the speed of the corners and stuff. The trucks go around faster than some of the cars. They're absolutely mental. Phil Smith says, I'll have to check if they still do it every year. It's a cracking weekend. It's only 4 miles from me. Mate, it's right off the motorway, isn't it? I feel like I see it. If I go down that way, I feel like I see it just off the motorway. But yeah, cracking track, Thruxton. Formula One, listen to me. Touring car races at Thruxton are always really, really good. They're about 6 ton. Honestly, but they're lunatics, absolute lunatics. Phil Smith says, not sure, John. Yeah, I often end up at Snetterton. One of the best days I've had recently up at Snetterton was just before the situation. It was classic car racing. It was called like Masters of F1 or something. And there are F1 cars there, like these loaded men and women that just buy these Formula One cars, have a race team run them for them. You know, there was like McLarens there, like James Hunt's McLaren with the kind of funny shaped air inlets from the 70s there. You know, yeah, really, really cool. They had classic. I'll tell you the best one, and John will know this because John from Lords, he's massively into his cars, especially American muscle cars. I know he likes those. We had classic touring cars there, and there was a Lotus Cortina, Mark 1 4 Cortina, Lotus one, and that was up against a Mustang. And it was, I'm not joking, there's this thing called the Bommo. It's a big, long, there's a straight at the back, little wiggly bit, and it goes right on this big, long corner. And the Cortina, that was just slammed to the floor, going around it like anything. The Mustang had built up the gap on the straight, and then you could just watch the Bommo, watch it go right round, and the Cortina just went, and then on the last corner, it was putting in moves. It was amazing. But like American muscle car versus like proper British nimble engineering. Classic day out. Yeah, right next to the A303. Yeah, that'd be right then. John's got quickly just before John goes. Oh, I need to go. Got a Christmas party together. I've got to go to. Oh, mate, have a crack. And thanks for helping this out, mate. Helping me out and helping the stream out. It's yeah, no, I appreciate it, mate. I really, really do. Slice back to comment. Ford Galaxy and Ford Falcons run to. Yeah, the massive. Before you go, John, what's the one with the? Oh, I was going to say, what's the car from the 60s with the big grille and the long bonnet and boot? I think it's a Falcon, mate. Them things shift when they're in like race trim and they're like they fly. Slice them. Have fun, John. Thank you very much, mate. I really do appreciate that because I am blooming useless. Slice, Mark, me and you should do a review of that pizzeria you went to with the Neapolitan accreditation, mate. 100%. I said it to you, and I think I commented on your Instagram story. Though I'm useless with social media. I think it went through. I think it goes through to your inbox, and mate, absolutely. There's loads of breweries down here. Just in Slurpy Dave's comment. Thank you very much, mate. And hello. Jimmy Guitarist is in. Hello, mate. Yeah. Bang up for it, mate. Obviously, it requires you to come here, but bang up for it, mate. Just a quick thing. Obviously, the comment on the screen talks about the Neapolitan accreditation. I walked in and it was like, it had like two separate menu sections. It was like, do you want a margarita or do you want a margarita NC double P or whatever? NC double P is car park. I'm just making a rub from my own back now. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. It was like an accreditation. They were like £1 more, the pizzas. They weren't expensive. I think the margarita was about £9.50, 10 quid. It wasn't expensive. And I asked the bloke, luckily enough, the guy that was serving us was the owner. They were joint. It's a jointly owned thing. I think one of the guys does the pizzas at the back, and the other partner takes care of the front of the house. And he was saying this accreditation, right? Listen, if you've ever heard anything like this in your life, they send their chefs, or they do a qualification. He sent his chef to Naples to learn how to make a proper Neapolitan pizza, and that goes down to all the ingredients have to be of a certain type. I think the wood-fired oven has to be of a certain type. Slice will know a lot more about this than me. All these things had to be a certain type of thing, and it meant that you could call your pizzeria a Neapolitan accredited pizzeria. I tell you what, I had the margarita. I said to the bloke, I was like, what pizza would you have? He was like, margarita is the pizza that everyone eats in Naples. I recommend you have that. I was like, boom, I love it. And it was bloody lovely. Really, really nice. The tomato sauce was totally different. It wasn't that big, thick, rich tomato sauce that we're used to. It was like a really thin but flavorful. Honestly, lovely. But yes, Slice, get in contact with me on Instagram, and I'm bang up for that. And we can go and do a bit round here. Beers and pizza and food and stuff. We've got loads of food joints here, mate. You'll do all right around here. Right then, John's gone. Jimmy Guitarist, enjoy, John. Absolutely, mate. Thanks again, because you are a legend, John. Phil Smith says, oi, Jimmy. John, no problem. See you later, everyone. Take care, mate. He's probably gone now anyway. Jimmy Guitarist, hello. Slopey Dave, here we go. Hello, mate. Thanks for coming along. You doing your first live from the next door neighbour's kitchen, Mark? I'm actually in the next door neighbour's spare room now, mate. It's when you look. I won't show you on camera because my wife's probably watching and she'll go potty if I show everyone. But we've got a shower screen, an old shower screen, a big glass one sitting there. We've got baby stuff. Half a ton of baby gear on the other side of the bed. We've got a very, very messy unmade bed because I slept in there last night because I've got a few too many Belgian beers at my mate's bar last night. You might have seen on Instagram. I was putting all sorts out on Instagram. It's probably still up there on my stories. But yeah, I've kind of moved. Studio's the wrong word. I suppose this little corner, if you like, is maybe. But yeah, we're in here now, mate. Hello, Slurpee. Are you Phil? George Hunt. Where is this, Mark? It's in one of the spare rooms, mate. So George is a friend of mine, lives in the same town as me. It's the spare room, George. If you remember when you took the tanks out, it's the spare room with the door on the right-hand side. Just in there. Simo Sups, evening. Hello, Simo. How you doing, mate? Simo was feeling a bit rough after his booster, I think. So it's good to hear. I think he's back on the mend. He was in Crummy's chat saying he was feeling a lot better, which is decent to know. Jimmy Kadaris, good day, Simo. Phil, oi, Simo. Slice, hello, mate. I'm off. Mrs. giving me the eye. Oh, yeah. What kind of eye? I could do a live Tuesday or Wednesday if you fancy having a chat for a few hours. Mate, absolutely. Just hit me up. Like I say, super chilled Christmas. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time at home. So I'm always up for a chat, mate. George Hunt, the pizza place. Oh, right. Okay. Sorry. You were saying, where is this, Mark? It's in Beccles, mate. It's called like Wood-Fired Pizza at the White Hart or something. It's... Yeah, it's a weird little place. You drive past it. It's obviously in like an old pub, but mate, honestly, the food banging. Yeah, just Google like Wood-Fired Pizza or something, mate. It'll be there. But the pizzas were bloody. Honestly, it was really nice. If you go, do yourself and do me a favour and get that Neapolitan pizza. It's like the proper credit. There's like a qualification that the chefs have to do. And that chef was telling me actually, there's a pizza restaurant. His friend went over to Naples, and I don't know how it happened, but he bumped into or met another chef who works in Liverpool that is Italian, that went over back to Italy, to Naples, to do the qualification for their restaurant in Liverpool. He was saying it's that hard. The Italian chef didn't get it, and his chef did. Mate, it must be ridiculous. But yeah. Wood Fire Pizza at the White Hart or something it's called. It's in Beccles anyway. Yeah, good pizza. I'm such a gluttonous pig, if I'm honest with you. If it's worth consuming, I don't mind doing a bit extra for that. That was lovely. Slopey Dave, fellow matey. One of the lads on Crummy's stream yesterday said Fuller's ESB gone all caramel tasting. He's right. That 2 bottles not good. Need to see what Paul reckons. Oh, mate, Paul loves that beer. I'm sure it's Paul that was loving it. No, but it'd be a shame because I think you don't see a lot of ESBs at the moment. They may be making a comeback, but yeah, be rubbish if it has. I say rubbish. If it's changed, it'll be poor. Simo ended up going back to the shop and buying the rest of the Fuller's vintage ales. Phil Smith, I saw you, Simo. I saw it on Discord. Yeah, I saw it on Discord that you got one. I've never had it. Never had it, mate. It's just not the sort of thing that. Number one, I'm not really bothered. I'm more of a craft beer drinker than a real ale drinker, but I'll have a go. Equally, there's nowhere around here that would sell it. I live in the middle of nowhere, really. Same as George Hunt, who's in the chat. Simo Sups is laughing at someone, probably my rank face. George Hunt, Oak Fired at the Royal Oak, nearly. That's the one. Slice. I know he's gone, hasn't he? If you happen to still be in, Google that, mate. But yeah, well up for it, mate. If you want to come down and we can do a beer and a review. Phil Smith, Simo. Sorted, mate. Drink some and age the rest. Yeah, that's got to be the way to go, surely. Slurpy Dave, I'm shocked. Hope the Karski ESB is still good. Yeah. Oh, got an idiot in the chat again. I'll tell you what, Phil, do you want to... Can I make you a mod, Phil? How do I do this? Where's that idiot? The user messages will be hidden. Let's just remove that idiot. Don't click on that link. Phil, I'm going to make you a moderator, mate. If you wouldn't mind just sort of keeping a check on things. That link's been doing arounds a bit, isn't it? I don't know. Yeah. Right, sorry, bit of housekeeping. Where were we? Jimmy Guitarist, here we go. I love ESB. It's a bit too strong to session, though. Yeah, I mean, what is Fuller's ESB? Is it 5s or is it early 6s? Can't remember now. Right, Jimmy Guitarist uses London Pride in the pub. I'll tell you what, a pint of London Pride, if it's kept well, pint of London Pride's well all right. Well, all right. Don't mind that at all. Slurpy Dave, Fuller's vintage marker, a different ball game. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's sort of a flagship. Is it like one of these sort of flagship beers? Do they brew sort of year round, or is it something that's just for Christmas? Phil Smith, someone kicked Donald. It's spam. Absolutely, mate. Phil, you're now a mod if you wouldn't mind. Just keeping an eye on it. Simo Sups, it's in the studio somewhere, Mark. Nice one, mate. I think you might be able to right-click on someone's name and make mod. Yeah, just done that, mate. Thank you very much. Can't remember how to do it, says Simo. Phil Smith, can you be a mod, Phil? He said, cheers, Mark. No worries. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate that. Phil will moderate himself. Oh, dear. Slurpy Dave. Jimmy Torres, I think ESB went from 5 down to 5.9 from 6. Right, okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair one, mate. Phil Smith says, just stripped over my blue spanner, FFS. We ain't gonna. We'll try not to swear on this channel. We'll see how we get on with these stronger beers start flying around. Right, what we got? ESB 5.5 cask, 5.9 bottle. Yeah, they do a lot. Why is that? I'm not a brewer. If anyone's a brewer, why do bottled beers always tend to be a bit? Well, not always. Some bottled beers tend to be stronger. Like my big local original brewery around here is Adnams, and they do Broadside. I think on cask that is like 5.7 or something, and then in bottle it's 6.5. It's a massive jump. But yeah, if anyone's got any idea about that, let us know. Right, so we caught up with the comments. Next beer. Did anyone have any of the Lord stuff? Phil, Jimmy might have done, Slurpy might have done, Simmer might have done. Did you buy one of those Lord's beer boxes for the live stream, the Christmas live stream on Thursday? Thursday was the first time I had this. This is Jasper. This is Paul's Beer Reviews beer. It's bloody good. And then obviously Simon from Real Ale Craft Beer released one as well. But yeah, did any of you have Jasper? Because that's what I'm going to have next. We'll talk about ESB in a minute. But yeah, did anyone have that? What we got? Slurpy Dave. They shouldn't have blue spanners. Should have little blue beer bottles. I know, mate. Someone's going to have to come up with something, aren't they? What have I done with that opener? There it is. Oh, I'll tell you what, also, whilst we're at it, it's Christmas, isn't it? Right. There we go. Right then, Jasper. It's a ginger golden ale. Ginger infused golden ale it is. I think there was like, was it 40 kilograms? John's obviously gone now, but something like 40 kilograms of ginger, fresh, chopped up, manually chopped up by John's team. Ginger went into this. And I have to say, I had a little chat with John on the phone a couple of weeks ago, and he talked about how the can design, because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, someone, but I believe he designed this can himself. He's obviously pretty good because that looks wicked. And he said it was something along the line. I can't remember the exact conversation word for word, but it was something along the lines of it might have been a bit of a, obviously now tasting the beer, it might have been a bit of a funny one to put such fiery artwork on the can, because the ginger in it it's lovely. It's got a slightly sweet, spicy taste to it. When I say spice, I mean like spice, not hot spice. But actually, it's really subtle. It's not the big booming ginger thing that you think it might be. And on a golden ale, which is one of my favourite summer beer styles, it's pretty good. Phil Smith said, yes, I had the Christmas box. Nice one, mate. Simo, he also bought the beer box. And then a few other beers to go with it. Yeah, same here, mate. Same here. John's got some. John from Lord's Brewing Company. Is it Google Lord's Brewing Company? I can't remember the actual link, but go on there and have a little look. It's a proper brewery with some banging beers. I'm not going to promote something that I don't like. I'm not going to be mercenary like that. So yeah, I really like it. I really like John's stuff. So go and have a look. Hey Rasco, how you doing, mate? How you doing? Thanks for coming along. I appreciate that. You've got a stream tonight at 10, haven't you? So I'll finish this a little bit before and send people your way. Not that I've got many people to send because I'm so new. But yeah, I'll log in for that one, mate. Phil Smith says, hello, Rasco or Disco. And he said, hashtag Rasco. There we go. Someone says, even Rasco. Phil Smith, I see it's Ming the Merciless is in. How do Rasco? There we go. Broadside. Yeah, look at that, Slurpy Dave. That's huge. It's 1.6% ABV level. Mate, it's huge. I mean, I've got something downstairs called oh, what's it called? It's called like, is it called Double Barreled or something? It's an Adnams beer. It's called like Double Barreled or something, and it's like a broadside, double broadside. I can't remember. It's bloody lovely. I've got one. They're proper Christmas beer. That one. Rasko says hello, Simo. Thanks, Phil. Rasko says we do. Oh, beer of the year nominations. This might be a separate YouTube video for me because there's been some cracking stuff this year. I mean, so many breweries have done. I think I talked about it. I mean, this is like my Hall of Fame, really. This is if the beer's on this shelf, I've really liked it. Down from like from supermarket stuff. I think that was an average about. I think that was about £2 a can. By the time you bought the multi-box, might even be less than that. Was it 4 cans for £6? Someone might, if you want to go and have a look at that. That was from Tesco. Faith in Custard, it's called, by Northern Monk. That I've really enjoyed that. We've got obviously got Jasper sitting there. We've got the Lord's Brewing Baller. Beer of the year. This. I mean, we're going to have to talk styles, aren't we? Because I've got too many. Daylight Scenes by Track, double IPA. That was insane. Got Lord's American Pale Ale. Really like that. I've got New Bristol Brewery, Happy World of Sabro. If we're going to talk pound for pound best beer, it's going to have to be what I talked about earlier. The Vibrant Forest Stygian Abyss. I don't know if they're ever going to make that again. I don't know what they do. I don't know enough about Vibrant Forest. But if you can get hold of that, I've been banging on about it on like the craft beer pages on Facebook, every YouTube stream pretty much. I mean, I'll talk about this beer. But yeah, it's a cognac barrel-aged Imperial Coffee Stout. And it was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. What else? Overtone Sabrosa. That was a double IPA, 8%. I like the sort of Sabro hop thing. So one of them up there. We got some Pollies. We got some Electric Bear. We got Burnt Mill. Burnt Mill have done some amazing stuff this year. They're not far from me. They're only about half an hour. Verdant are on there. Ampersand, my local brewery, are on there. Duration, Glenafric, Beak. Yeah. But yeah, if here we go. Grilling and chilling with Mojo. Oh, I always seem to watch your streams when I haven't eaten for about 3 or 4 hours, and I end up just absolutely ravenous. I didn't actually catch the end of your breakfast burrito stream today, but if you've cooked it, it always looks mega. What do you think of Tin Man IPA? Don't think I had that. No, I'm certain I haven't. Steve, enlighten us, mate. Who got any information on who brewed it? Phil Smith says, even in Mojo. Rasko Disco. Oh, or ooh. But yeah, beer of the year. What's everyone's beer of the year? I think there's been so many. Whilst we think about beer of the year, an easier question might be brewery of the year. Now, I look at sort of Overtone and Track and Pollies that have had fantastic years. Verdant and Daya just do what they do. They're just always good. I've had some really good Cloudwater stuff this year. Not the stuff that's in Tesco's. Who else has been good? Lords have been banging. Like someone said the other day, I think it was Paul. And Paul's beer reviews, go and check him out. He's a good old boy if you haven't already. He's as straight and as down the line as you could ever wish for. And he said the other day, he was like, you know what? He was like, you've had a cracking year, John. Your brewery's come on. This was quite a while ago now. I can't remember word for word what it was, but Paul was saying that, and you know, he's a good old boy, Paul. He knows what he's talking about, and yeah, Lords have had a cracker. Who else we got? Pollies, yeah, I mentioned Pollies. They've had a good one. I've had some really good Glenafric stuff actually. I do have to kind of pick my way through the Glenafric stuff. I have to say I've had some stuff that I haven't enjoyed so much, but equally some of the stuff's just been incredible. Knocking stuff over. What is going on here? There we go. Bought this hat for like £2 out of one of them. Is that a shop called Tiger? Where they just got it's like a jumble sale and it's mental. They'll sell everything for like £2. Paul Smith, I do like a lot from Electric Bear Brewing. Yeah, mate, they're well all right. I don't even know where they're from. I think they're going to be Bath. There you go. Yeah, so it's not a million miles from you and over to Bath. Hour and a half, maybe. Hour and a half to Bath. Yeah, Electric Bear have been pretty decent. Who we got? Northern Southern Beer Reviews. Hello, mate. Thanks for coming along. Evening from Benidorm, mate. You jammy bugger. Nice to see you going live. You know what, mate? Yeah, it's the first one. It is what it is, isn't it? But thanks for coming along, mate. Jimmy Guitarist says, I need to try the Jasper, mate. Look at that. It's blooming lovely. Really, really nice. It's a proper good gold now behind it. And then the ginger just adds to it. Like it's really, really nice. It sort of enhances those flavors. So yeah, anyone got a brewery of the year? What brewery have impressed you the most this year? Yeah, like I say, if we're going to talk outright, Phil Smith. It's not that far to the Bath, mate. Just up the stairs. Yes. Okay then, you cheeky little boy. Little boy, you're probably a lot bigger than me. I'm only 5'10". Yeah, breweries of the year then. I'm going to go Track. Am I going Track? There's too many. Track, Vibrant Forest, yeah. If I'm forced to pick one, Track beers have just been 5 out of 5 all the way through. Honestly, they've been cracking. Really, really good. So for me personally, brewery of the year is Track. But yeah, beer of the year is probably that Vibrant Forest Stout. I think that's pretty good. Let me know yours, and let me know your local brewery as well. What's like your most local, half decent sized brewery that we might be able to sort of pick some beers up from. Talking about picking up beers, actually, I'm not sponsored. I'm not anywhere near big enough to be sponsored. But if you're stuck for beers, or you want some new beers, or you want to try a different shop, or you want to buy a Christmas pack for your dad or your brother or your mum or auntie, go to twistedhops.com, stick 30 quid in a basket, use the discount code MBR10, and that'll get you 10% off your order. That's my mate's bottle shop. His room in his house is dedicated to storing all this stuff. Lawrence, his name is. He's a blooming good bloke, and you're helping out a small distributor. Phil Smith says, okay, for me, probably Fallen Acorn. I've had loads of them, and most absolutely stunning. Yeah, I've had some blooming good stuff from Fallen Acorn. Did you say where they were from? Are they down? That is down your way, isn't it? Yeah, I've had some cracking stuff from Formula One. Jack Howard, hello, me old mate. Well. Here we bloody are. Yes, mate. We are. Don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, it's worth a go, mate. I hope you're well. Down there in that really, really affluent town of Aldborough. He lives in Leiston. But hello, mate. You're right. Slurpy Dave. My mate prepares food for the druggies, the homeless, and the down and outs. I said, "Do you work at the Salvation Army?" He replied, "No, Wetherspoons." Oh, I need to screenshot that, mate. That's a good one. And it's beer theme, which is what we like. But yeah, it's Wetherspoons is it's a funny old place, isn't it? I don't know, Wetherspoons. They're a funny old place, aren't they? It's sad. I'll tell you what it is. It's sad if you're walking through town early in the morning to work or something, and you see all the guys and girls that have probably got quite a big beer problem, all queuing up outside to have their, to get straight on the beers at like 8, 9 o'clock, whatever it is in the morning. I can't remember when it opens. Yeah, it's a sad place. But equally, I suppose if they weren't doing it at Wetherspoons, they'd be doing it at home or wherever, and at least it's a safe environment, I suppose. Well, before 7 o'clock. Jack Howard, out with the family tonight. Sorry, couldn't be a bigger part of your first life. Wishing you all the best, and you always have me support, mate. P.S. Where's my spanner? I'll tell you what. Thanks very much, Jack. Jack, I've never met Jack before, but he lives probably 30 minutes from me, and I will definitely sort him out a spanner. Spanner for a spanner. Can we say that? No, he's a good old boy, Jack. Thank you very much for keeping me hooked up, Jack. I appreciate that, mate. Phil Smith says, Jack, I thought you were busy, mate. Yeah, it sounds like he is. He's just dropped in. Little legend. Thank you very much, Jack. Yeah. So, is anyone cracking a beer? What beers you got in your glass? I'm really enjoying this Jasper at the moment. It's just good. Oh. Yeah, that's really, really nice. There'll be a review live on the channel soon of that one anyway. Who else have we got in? Oh, we're up to date with the comments. That's good because I fell behind a little bit. How like Simon from Real Ale Craft Beer, how he does it. I've got 10 people in. He has he can have like 300-400, can't he? And he's just like rattling through. He's obviously doesn't read every one, granted, but yeah, he's a juggernaut. He is a juggernaut, and the man that probably really got me into properly watching YouTube. I never really used to watch YouTube before him. So yeah, good old boy Simon. Sent him some beers recently, actually, from Twisted Hops. Sent him some beers. He had what did he have? He had an IPA. What did he have? He had New England IPA from Burnt Mill that he loved. He had an Italian Pilsner from Duration, and I put that in there because I knew he was talking about going on this lager journey. Excuse me, he's talking about going on this lager journey this year, wasn't he? And I sent him basically I sent him some beers because he hadn't had a lot of the East Anglian stuff. And if you don't know, I wouldn't say this is a little lead, but what I would say is this place, East Anglia, as a region, has so many breweries, so many microbreweries, brew pubs. Brew pubs. I've never seen so many brew pubs in my life. So I've been banging on. I mean, I got into him when he was doing all the virtual pub stuff in the first lockdown. And I've been banging on. Try. Have you tried East Anglia beers? And in the end, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to send him some because I think, yeah, he's a good old boy and I knew he'd enjoy him. But that Burnt Mill Italian Pilsner that's available, Burnt Mill, Duration Italian Pilsner called Cutting Grass, that is available on twistedhops.co.uk. And that's a banger. I think that's one of Lawrence's best sellers, I think. But yeah, it's banging. Celebrity Dave, right, here we go. Some spoons of quality. They are indeed. The Art Picture House in Bury. Use local breweries in a great converted cinema. I tell you what, I watched something a little while ago. Was there a TV program about Wetherspoons or something? I saw something or read something a little while ago. I can't remember now. But it talks about how in their business strategy, they would buy these beautiful old cinemas and picture houses and theatres and big halls, town halls, and they do it. And it was all to do with, wasn't it all to do with, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't it to do with doing something for the town? So they'd be seen to have a good vibe in the town for not letting the building go to wreck and ruin and retaining everything else. Some of the Wetherspoons places are amazing. There's one in Keswick, right? And it's called, and I've got some friends up in the Lake District. It's called it's a bit of a mouthful. It's called the Chief Justice of the Common Pleas, I think it's called. And it's a courthouse, an old courthouse from like way back when. And you go in there and it just looks like a pub in the normal bit. But then you go into the old courthouse. It's still got where the judge would sit, where the suspect would sit. And you kind of walking up and down these levels. And you literally sit in a courthouse. Honestly, it looks like the court's finished and the pub's moved in. But the fact that they've retained that, kept all the character, that's pretty cool. And Wetherspoons, Slopey Dave is right. Wetherspoons do support local breweries. I said it last night on Crummy's channel, if anyone was watching. I walked into my local Wetherspoons, which was in Beccles, and for the first time a couple of years ago, and there was just Green Jack Brewery. It was like a tap takeover by Green Jack. And the Green Jack are like 15 minutes from that location, small brewery, or smaller. They're getting bigger. But yeah, they do support their local breweries, and yeah, that they are good. But yeah, like you say, some spoons of quality, like some of their locations are absolutely ridiculous. The Spoons in Aldershot is very good. Never been to. I was living in near Bracknell for a couple of years, but I never made it out to Aldershot for a night out. Slopey Dave says, I'm on the Bushy's Brewery Humbug on cask, 5%. Are you watching this in a pub then? Or is it a takeout? Crummy's good at reading the comments. He is. And I have to say, Tom, or the Crummy Beard on YouTube, if you don't know who he is, he's a blooming legend. Honestly, he gave me his phone number last night when I was a bit pissed, and I was like messaging him loads of rubbish. and he he didn't tell me to bugger off either. Must be a good old boy. Jimmy Guitarist, Afterlife season 3 out on January the 14th. Can't wait. Afterlife, is that the Ricky Gervais one? With that little ginger kid in the playground or whatever it was. How he got away with it, I don't know. I do not know. Rasco says, oi, oi, new boy. Thank you, mate. Oh, this is Disco now. Welcome along. I missed the start, but assuming you did a cherry beer first off. Aptly. Mate, I drank it all last night. Couldn't put that cherry beer down. Not cherry beer. Oh, it was a Castel Rouge. My mate got back from Belgium. He bought me loads of like special Belgian stuff. Loads of it. And I just smashed the Castel Rouge. Ended up getting absolutely annihilated. Got in at, wife says 3 o'clock, and stayed in this room on the bed next to me. It's all like 8-9%, isn't it? Phil Smith says, hello, Disco. Indeed. Slurpy Dave says, hi, Disco. Disco says, oi, oi, Phil. Northwoods Peachtree. Oh, that's not a name I remember. Fun, keep up. Hello, Northwoods. How you doing, mate? Slurpy Dave, I know the Spoons in Keswick, beautiful place. Yeah, it is. It's ridiculous. Google it. If you got Google or you got a laptop or whatever next to you, Google Chief Justice of the Common Pleas, Keswick, and have a look at the courtroom. Honestly, it's mental. Slurpy Dave is right. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. There's a great Spoons in St Albans called Water End Barn. Had a few good nights in there, mate. Wetherspoons, you know. Yeah, fair point, Disco. Wetherspoons don't particularly support locals as they squeeze them on margin ridiculously, but it's good for finding local brews. The architecture and saving local buildings is their strong point. Yeah, it really is. And Wetherspoons are going to squeeze, aren't they? I mean, it's commercial, isn't it? I mean, you look at, I dread to think what some of these smaller breweries are making when they go into Tesco's, Morrison's and other places like that. Probably not a whole lot. But yeah, I do get it, mate. Up Slurpy says, that's Disco, isn't it? Yeah. Northwoods, just chilling in Wisconsin, US. Quality. I've got family I've been to Wisconsin. I skied, and you might know Northwoods. I skied a place called Cascade Mountain. If you ski or if you've been there, in Wisconsin, I've got family just south of Chicago. So one Christmas we just bombed up there for a day. Beautiful. And it called the cheese state or something, Wisconsin. I remember going past this massive sign next to the road, just a huge sign, big yellow sign on like it must have been, I don't know, 100 foot. It was massive, this pole it was on. It just said cheese. Okay. Slurpy Dave, I have a hand pump with a poly pin in the house, Mark. Nice one, mate. Costco can keep for 3 weeks in a poly pin. Mate, that's actually quality, isn't it? Just draft your own beer. Northwood Peachtree says, yup. I'm not too sure. Disco. Yes, Jimmy. Water End Barn. 2 18th century barns they moved across Peaceman in Hertfordshire. Looks amazing. Yeah, that's got to be pretty impressive. Might have to Google that in a minute. Here we go, Slurpy Dave. Basically, Spoons are a mixed bag. They are. They're a real. If you had to talk about a drinking establishment or a pub or something, you said take the rough with the smooth. That would probably sum up Wetherspoons pretty well. It's like I don't know, their food. I mean, don't doubt the cleanliness of it and all the rest of it. I'm just going to wipe the camera because there's a spot on there. But it's not going to win any awards, is it? But equally, if you go and it's not, because it costs like £5 for a curry. I have to say, when I go in places like that, right, I never choose the curry or the lasagna. I've worked as a waiter and barman in a golf club, the Wilder Kent Golf Club near Headcorn in Kent. Worked there for years. Good place that was. Met some amazing people there. But anyway, their head chef was called Gary, and he's an absolute legend, Gary. I don't know where he is now. I think he signed up to the Instagrams. Hopefully he might be watching, or he'll watch this back. If you do, Gary, hello, mate. And he told me all the tricks of the trade. Blah, told me everything. He was bloody good chef, Gary. He's the head chef there. He knocks out some amazing food. And he said, when you go into a cheap place, never choose something that they can microwave. So like your curries, your lasagna, chili con carne, all the stuff that comes in a pot, in a pack. He said, if you go in there and choose a steak, the steak will be as rough as arse, tough, should I say. But he said, at least you can't microwave a steak. Well, you probably can, but he said, like the way you cook it, he said, just be tactical. And that's what I do when I go to a place like that. Northwoods Peachtree. My son lives 30 minutes from Chicagoland near Lake Superior. Quality, mate. What a beautiful, beautiful part of the world. Wisconsin was gorgeous. Just driving through Wisconsin State was absolutely beautiful. Whereabouts? Can you, if you don't want to say the place, that's fine. But yes, what's the place he lives, mate, or the nearest big town? Jimmy Guitarist says, I still prefer a good old pub with the locals. Yeah, but Wetherspoons are cheap and cheerful. I'm always the one after the football does the job, I suppose. You know what, mate? Exactly. Time and a place. I probably go into Wetherspoons 5-6 times a year, just because there's not really one near me. But if I go to Norwich with the boys on the razzle or football or something, I'll go to Wetherspoons. Absolutely. Time and a place. Disco says, I reckon it's approximately 1 in 7 spoons are amazing places. The rest are standard high street boxes or pub conversions. Even some of them are pretty good though. Yeah. I mean, some of the places, but I mean, it's they do have some amazing places, don't they? I went to one in Colchester. Has anyone been to the Spoons in Colchester? Well, I hadn't been with my missus for long. She's from Colchester. She was like, we're going to go to I can't remember what it's called now. The Playhouse, I think it's called. And we went in, mate. Honestly, it was like the pub and the bar was in the theatre. The stage was there. You could look up. The circle was there. The upper decks and stuff. Amazing, amazing places. And I'll tell you what, it's lovely that Wetherspoons got involved with that, because places that probably would have been knocked down, remodeled, or similar, they're now still in their they're still in their glory. Here we go. Slurpy Day with a joke. Skeleton walks into a bar and asks for a pint of bitter and a mop. Oh, that tickled me. That tickled me. Yeah, Naperville. Big town. Wasn't that the fastest growing town in America at one point, Naperville? I heard it was booming over there. Naperville, if you don't know, is a town, I believe it's southwest of Chicago. Certainly west, because you can't go east because the bloody lake's there. But yeah, next to Aurora. Yeah, which is ironically the name of my dog. Disco says, was he on his own, Slurpy, as he had nobody to go with? Good old boys. Yeah, Northwoods Peachtree says next to Aurora. Yeah, I've never been to Aurora, but I've certainly seen it on maps and stuff. I spent 3 months out there in 2008, so I saw quite a lot of the Illinois state, and bumped into Aurora. Nice one, Disco. Good vibes this Labor Day. Absolutely good vibes over here. I doubt anyone gives a monkeys about me to give drama, but if you want to do drama, go somewhere else. Right then, what's everybody doing for dinner on Christmas Day? I'm doing a banger. I've done it. Was it last year? Yeah, it was last year, and it went down well. I am doing homemade, like properly homemade, making everything from raw ingredients. Well, apart from the pastry, because I ain't got about 4 or 5 days to mess that up. Beef Wellington. Yeah, I'm doing it. Beef Wellington. I know I'm a veggie. But come on, give me a day off. 364 days is good, isn't it? And it's proper butchers. Getting their meat from a proper farm. I just don't. Well, I say I'm doing it. I'm gonna crack an eye. How can I eat nut roast when everyone's chowing down on my beef welly? It's going to be difficult. It's going to be so difficult. But yeah, beef welly. My missus got hold of a recipe for red cabbage, spiced apple and cranberry red cabbage. It's unreal. So yeah, it's going off in the Mark's Beer Reviews household in a week's time. Northwoods Peachtree deer hunting. What's that in reference to, mate? Sorry, I'm probably not following something. Rasco and Disco says pizza. You know what? Fair play. I'll tell you what, no, I did do it last year. No, I didn't. I'm talking out of. No, I did do it last year. The previous 2 years, we went to the curry house, Christmas Day, curry, 4 o'clock. The lads in my local curry house are just absolute legends. And yeah, we've had a curry. So, mate, if you do pizza, cracking. You do you, mate. And as long as you're enjoying yourself, who gives the monkeys? Roast. What is that? Is that meant to be an emoji chicken or turkey? Roast turkey and all the trimmings. I reckon that is, Phil. Nice one, mate. I just haven't got the time. Honestly, I'd mess my timings up. I'd forget to put the potatoes on. If I was doing a turkey, I'd be worrying about it. It'd give me anxiety doing turkey. But you are, yeah, you're a different breed if you're doing turkey. Slurpy Dave, Penguin walks into a pub and asks the landlord, "Have you seen my brother?" I said, "I don't know. What does he look like?" Oh, Slurpy's got all the jokes. I'm having a goose. Oh, Slurpy's earning a bit of cash, I reckon, knocking out the goose on Christmas Day. Oh, sorry, Northwoods, mate. Sorry, you must have been straight on that. You must have been straight on the chat, the replies. But yeah, mate, bit of venison. I don't really eat. I never used to eat rich meats when I did eat meat, but yeah, venison. I can imagine that's pretty decent on Christmas Day. And you probably go out and get it as well. Save yourself about $200 doing it. Pizza is just glorified cheese on toast, says Slurpy Dave. Mate, you're lucky Slice UK in this chat anymore. It'd be down your throat. I don't agree, Dave. And I know you don't agree. You must love pizza. Everybody loves pizza. Northwoods Peachtree says we're going to have fresh deer meat from the forest to plate. Yeah, I knew it. Mate, I bet that's banging. I bet that is banging. Here we go, Slurpy. I my goose from a farmer on my post round. Oh, are you posty, Slurpy? That's why you got all the jokes, mate. But yeah, if you can buy local, then yeah, cracking. That's even better if you can do that. Northwoods Picture's laughing at me. Standard procedure because I'm useless. Slurpy Dave. Yes, I like pizza. Only joking. I knew it, mate. Everybody likes pizza. We had some friends around. We had some family friends around. A week ago, Saturday, and shed loads of pizzas. Well, it's just a crowd pleaser. We've got an 8-month-old. At the time, we had a 7-week-old screaming the place down. So stick pizzas, coleslaw, got some decent garlic bread. Everyone was happy. Right, we're up to date with the comments. First and foremost, can I say thanks for coming and spend your Saturday in here? I only started YouTube 3-4 weeks ago. The community have been amazing, honestly, absolutely amazing. And I say community from like viewers up to people. Along to people like Crummy, John from Lords. Couldn't have done it without him. Wouldn't have done it without him because he goaded me on when I had a few beers on live stream to start a YouTube channel. Yeah, good people, just bloody good people. But yeah, thanks for coming along. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider it. I won't ask you to do it because I think that's a bit beggy, but no, yeah, I really do appreciate it. Right, let's finish this Jasper ginger infused beer. Let's sort the mic out. Hold on, what's going on here? There we go. And then I'm going to get one of them Leffy beers, them sort of saucy Leffy ones. Slurpy Dave. Oh God. A local pizza chef was found on the kitchen floor covered in cheese, pepperoni, and tomato and pineapple. Oh, pineapple. They reckon he topped himself. Can't do it anymore. Straight into the topping. Our quality. Good old Slurpy, loves it. He's always got jokes. I know Slurpy from different streams. Simon's stream, Crummy stream. And he's always piling in with the banter and the jokes because it's a postie, isn't he? He loves it. Posties are always got a bit of that. No, they're good old boys, are the postmen and women. Right. I know there's only 11 people in here, but you're going to decide my next beer. I know which one I want it to be, but I'm not going to let you know that. So basically, my mate works in Belgium. He brings back beers when he comes back home. He lives in my town. Lives about I could throw a tennis ball and hit his house. If you saw my Instagram stories last night, there that bar that I was in, that's his. He converted his garage into that bar. It's incredible. But he's bought some absolute bangers back from Belgium. One of them must have been a Leffe selection box. Now, I don't drink a lot of Belgian beer. I've actually been to the town where Leffe was founded, a town called Dinant in Belgium. But I've never had these beers. So you're going to decide. You, if you're watching this, you're going to decide what beer I drink. Vote, or you're going to vote on it anyway. So we have a Leffe triple, 8.5% triple. We have got a 9% Ritual. Unsure. Never had if that's a style of beer. Sorry if there's any sort of Belgians in the chat or anyone that knows a lot about Belgian beer. I ain't got a clue. And then we have a Leffe Royale, which is a Cascade. Oh, so it's a Cascade IPA with Cascade hops. So please decide. Please select which beer you'd like me to have next. Let's get these couple of comments. Disco says, the chef asked me if I wanted pizza cut into 4 or 8 slices. I said 4 as I didn't think I'd be able to eat 8. I'll tell you what that reminds me of. Do you remember Little Britain? Marjorie Dawes, the Fat Fighters lady? And she was like, the best thing you can do is take your chocolate, cut it in half, and you can have twice as much. Oh, Little Britain was too good. Right, let's have a wee look. Slurpy Dave says, choose Mark the Carling, lads. Good vibe. Yeah, good vibes only, mate. It's all the way it is. Good shout, Disco. Winter Beer Review, Thomas. Mate, hello, mate. Thomas has kindly had me on his stream. When was that now, Thomas? Was that 2 weeks ago? We had a good chat. Who did we have on there? We had Alan Mead, Irish craft beer guy, Alan Mead. We had Scott from Scotland as well was on there. It was Thomas, myself, and I feel like there was one other. Was it Sharky? Did Sharky come on? He loves a live stream, doesn't he, Sharky? But yeah, thanks for having me on, mate. That was a bloody good night. And yeah, I really enjoy your videos. I really, really do. Phil Smith, hello, Thomas, mate. Here we go. Slurpee, Leffe Royale. Never seen that before. No, mate. We were around I was around my mate's bar. The guy that works in Belgium brings all the beers back. I was in his bar last night, and then my mate was one of my other mates, Dom. He was like, "Oh, can I get a beer?" He's got a raspy old Essex accent as dog. Get a beer. So my mate Sean, who owns the place, chucked it to Dom, and it was like this most amazing looking Leffe bottle. And I saw Golding's hops on there. And I was like, that's a bit weird. I was like, but I could see the Leffe label. I was like, what's that? And Sean, he's from Manchester. He goes, yeah, Max, Leffe Royale. I was like, Leffe Royale? And I had a look, and it was like, it's almost like hop showcasey sort of beer. I was like, mate, I've never had anything like that from Leffe. So that's going to get cracked tonight at some point. Is that a vote for Leffe Royale, Slurpee? Please tell me it is, because I'm well looking forward to that. Northwoods Picture sounds delicious. I'm also a non-drinker but fun stream. Hey, Northwoods, thanks for coming in, mate. My first stream's got someone from the US on there. That's cracking. Yeah, thanks for coming along. And if you're a non-drinker, fair play, mate. I bet you've got a much smaller belly than me, because someone put on about 1.5 stone during lockdown. So don't look at me. Windows beer review. Disco says Royale. Yeah. Leffe Royale. There we go. Windows beer reviews. Both of them in one glass. Mate, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm so looking forward to trying these beers. These are going to... Belgian beer is one of them things. I wouldn't say I have a love-hate relationship with it, because I don't hate it. But it's one of them things. Do you find that with all the stuff going about now in the beer world, it's hard I don't know. It's hard to get cold, but we can get everything. We can get IPAs from America. We can. Oh God, here we go. Just spat at the camera. Look. We can get IPAs from America. We can get stouts from Australia. But in England, unless you know where to look for it, and I obviously can't be looking in the right places, it's hard to get good special Belgian beer. So yeah. Windows says hi Phil. There we go. Phil says is that Rituel? Oh no. What we're doing. So I'm an idiot. So that's 2 votes for the Royale, 1 for the Rituel. Slurpee says, hi, Thomas. Go for the Royal. Yeah, mate. That's the kind of one now it's out and about. That's the one I wanted. Winner Beer Reviews. Hi, Slurpee. And Phil Smith. Thomas is a good old boy. Really, really good lad. Rasco wasn't really feeling like... sorry, Disco. Wasn't really feeling like a beer until I switched your stream on. Now I'm cracking a can like a good boy. Cheers, Mark. Disco. Mate, thanks for coming along. Thank you. It's kind of funny that all these names are the people that I used to watch, and now I don't want to say now they're in my stream like it's a thing, but it's just like mega, isn't it? Like, you know, it's just cool. Why is the camera? Hold on. There we go. That's a better view, isn't it? But yeah, thanks for coming along, Disco. I really do appreciate that, mate. And yeah, I'll be along for your stream at 10. Yeah, and if you don't know, go to Instagram. Disco has got a stream at 10 o'clock. If you go Rasco and Disco Beer Review on Instagram, it will pop up and there'll be a stream at 10 o'clock for everyone to watch. Slurpee says, hi, Thomas. Slurpee says, go for the Royale, mate. It's done, and it's got, I mean, I've only got 9 people in here, and that's about 4 votes for the Royale. Thomas says, hi, Celebrity Dave, pubs, beer, Phil Smith. We talked about that, didn't we? Right. Mark, your Mancunian accent is a bit dodgy. Surely he sort of goes talks like this. But yeah, I'm terrible. Thomas says Royale. Phil Smith says, I've been outvoted. You know what, mate? It's what it is. I'm happy it coming like that. Right. It looks a really clear beer. But yeah, never. It says here, it says, I think it's Cascade hops from the actual Cascade Mountains. Oh, it's all in blooming Belgian or French. Right, let's do it. I'll tell you what. I don't have a Leffy glass, but I do have a Trappist glass. So it's going to go in there. But yeah, these Leffy beers are interesting. The town, so Leffy was, I don't know where it's brewed now, but it's not going to be in this town where it was originally founded. But there's a town in Belgium called Dinant, Dinant. It's a beautiful, beautiful town, right on a big, wide river that I should know the name of because I went there just before lockdown, actually. It was December 2019. We'd just been down to the most amazing city, or town, should I say, in Bavaria called Rothenburg ob der Tauber. So some of you might know Rothenburg. It is beautiful. It's almost like a little kind of like mini Prague. It's got the old walled town, the old tile walled town that you can still walk around. You can walk that wall all the way around, and every single building in the town is traditional Bavarian. If you do an extension, if you get planning or you do any work, it absolutely has to be in the style. You can't. There's no deviation away from it. There's not one modern, horrible glass facaded concrete building inside. It's beautiful. They do a Christmas market. Stunning. On the way back, bloody long drive. It's about 8-9 hours down there from Calais. On the way back, we went through stayed the night in a place called Dinant, and Dinant was amazing. And we just stumbled on a gem. I'd Googled it and stuff, but I didn't realise it was as good as it was. But that is where Leffe Beer and Albert Sax, who invented the saxophone. That's what it's known for. You go around and they've got loads of painted saxophones everywhere. But I didn't know. I didn't know that there was different variations of Leffe. You could probably guess there'd be 2 or 3, but I've got 3 different ones here, and that's without the original. So here we go. Look at that. I've been pouring beer. Honestly, I've been doing these beer reviews. The pours have been absolutely horrendous. I'm really conscious of it now because I don't want to get a reputation. Probably the wrong glass, really, if it's an IPA, but it's a Belgian beer, so it's got to go in a Belgian glass. Bloody hell. Yeah, really, really nice. It's got the IPA. It's got the kind of fruitiness with the Cascade hops. It's got that big Belgian yeasty hit at the end. It's blooming lovely. My taste buds are shot to bits. I've had a spicy dinner earlier, so I'm not gonna go. Right, let's catch up with the comments because I have been very, very poor with them in the past 10 minutes. And thank you everyone for commenting. I really do appreciate that. Right then. Slurpy Dave, open the beer up. He's impatient in the old Slurpy. He loves it. Chug, chug, chug. Mate, you don't want to be chugging that. It's about 7.5%. That's got me in a bit of a state last night, to be fair. Tell him, Phil. Yeah, I know. Window beer reviews. Thomas is getting on it as well. You lot are a bloody nightmare. You'd be bad for my health. Slice says, I've been to Dinant. It's beautiful. Mate, isn't it? Honestly, Google it. It's got this beautiful, beautiful, like, cathedral church. And it's in the town of Dinant, the main town. It's almost like it's in a proper, like, really steep, rocky valley where the river is. And right at the top, you've got, what do they call it? Monastery. Is it a monastery? It's more like a fort. I can't remember. It's amazing. I'll show you some pictures one day. I'll find them on my phone one day and show you. It is beautiful, but the beer's incredible. We found this little pub called Le Capsule, or the Capsule. Right on the river, one of these like basement pubs. Everything was stone and copper, and they had about 40 beers. They had about 5 or 6 on draft, and then about another 30, 40 in the fridge. Beautiful, beautiful place. Slice is right. It is absolutely stunning. And it's not that far from Calais. 2.5 hours. Well worth a visit. Disco says, hey, Thomas. Thomas says, hi, Rasco Disco. Rasco Disco, cheers for the shout out, Mark. Beer of the year chat tonight. Mate, I'm going to come along to that. I'm going to jump on Instagram for that. Because there's some best, honestly, this year for beer. I mean, I was into beer last year. I've always been into beer. I got really into beer 7 years ago, but only the last 2 years have I got like really, really into beer, like logging onto like beer blogs. And I mean, I don't care. I don't really give a monkeys about politics at a government level in the UK, but I give a monkeys about beer politics and all the stuff happening. Brewdog, Me Keller, Magic Rock, all that stuff. Just got an interest in it. I don't know what it is. But yeah, this year I've really, really just the beers have been unbelievable. Slurpy says, is the Leffe town called Dinant? It is called, Dinant, Dinant, it's called. Big, beautiful, wide river. If you go there at Christmas, they do a little Christmas market along the river. They're like, I think I had a banging burger, like the local football team had got a little, one of those little Christmas market sheds. You know, the local football, it's proper, really, really nice. Phil Smith says, Mark, drink that beer from a saxophone. Mate, I probably would. Why not? I should do, really. That's lovely. That is really, really nice. And I'll tell you what, I've had 5% IPAs to drink a lot heavier than that. Slurpy Save says, now InBev, yeah. I mean, I've got a Valdu glass there and Enam glass there. I believe they're all part of the same thing. They've all bitten the same fruit. Fair play to them. Slurpy says, in 2016, I was in a Spanish born called Tossa de Mar. Found a local bar called Le Gamba, and it had 12 taps of Belgian beers and great music. Been going back ever since. Mate, that sounds mega. What you've got there, you've got the Belgian beer. That'll be the Belgian bar vibes. That'll be incredible. And you've got the weather of Spain. That's the problem when you go to Belgium. You've got the weather of Belgium. But yeah, Northwood says, have to help a client. I subbed, enjoyed. Mate, thanks for coming along. And yeah, I'm really really happy you enjoyed the stream. I hope your winter's not too harsh. And yeah, take care, mate. Thanks for coming along. Slice UK says, did you mention Rothenburg Obdertauber or Rothenburg Oldtauber? Obdertauber, but yeah, it'd be the same place. If so, that's one amazing place. We did a tour of Bavaria, and that was special, mate. Go on Christmas market. I'm telling you now, go on Christmas market. It is like the town that invented Christmas. Go on YouTube. There was a really good stumbled across a really good channel that does. It was like the off-beaten track Christmas market thing, and they featured Rothenburg, and they said that was their favourite. Mate, it's ridiculous. It's like the town that invented Christmas. There's a Catherine. There's a restaurant, not a restaurant. There's a shop there called Catherine Wolfhart, and on this particular week, it had a lovely old American car from like the 1920s, 1930s. Had loads of like fake presents on, or beautiful presents on top. That was parked right outside, and Catherine Wolfhart has a store. Google it, Catherine Wolfhart in Rothenburg. It's like the film Home Alone in a shop. You go through this shop, it goes down all these levels. There's like 20-foot Christmas trees, trains going around on a train track, snow falling. What a shop! But that's what it's like. It really is like the town that invented Christmas. It's absolutely beautiful. Slices, we went in December. We did the Fussen Christmas market, which was amazing. What, you went into Rothenburg in December? Mate, when were you there? I went in 2019. But yeah, honestly, absolutely beautiful. And then obviously it's Bavaria, so you get all the amazing food, the beer. There's all these basement beer, not halls because it's not that kind of place because it's everything's really small because obviously it's really old. But oh, what a place that is! Honestly, we left that place and it was like, what was that? Well, that was amazing. The only thing is we drove there. It was a jaunt, mate. I dragged April around a battlefield tour. Anyone seen Band of Brothers? Get in the chat if you've seen Band of Brothers. And if you have seen Band of Brothers, do you remember the episode? It was called Bastogne, and they were getting like artillery shelled in the forest in the Bois Jacques or the Jackwoods. We went there. We found the Easy Company foxholes. We paid this guy he must be raking it. It was like €200 for like a 4-hour tour in the morning. And he was like, he put a lot of context. Obviously, it's quite Hollywood, isn't it, Band of Brothers? Actually, I don't think it's very Hollywood by sort of dramatising standards, but obviously it is Hollywood. Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks, isn't it? But we went to this battlefield tour, and I'm not joking. We rocked up, and there was snow falling. The snow was falling, and we were in the Jackwoods, and we hit it on the 75th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge. There was they had original is it the 101st Airborne or 501st? They had original airborne guys in there. They were really old, bless them. They didn't look very well, but they'd been flown out from the States. Amazing place. Slice says 2016 or 17. We went to Germany. We went to Rothenburg ob der Tauber, Bamberg, Fussen, Neuschwanstein, mate. Dachau, yeah. I went to the. No, we didn't go to Dachau. I've been to Sachsenhausen near Berlin. I didn't get out to Dachau. And a place called Amberg. Neuschwanstein. It's like the Disney castle, isn't it? My mate's got some family down in. Where is he? He's down sort of that neck of the woods. He skis at Unterjoch. He skis in Unterjoch and he goes to Neuschwanstein every year. And the guy was a nutter. Didn't he build it? Didn't it take like years to build? It's the Disney castle. If you're watching Neuschwanstein, it's a Disney castle. And the guy moved in. And someone said, "Oh, you want to watch out? That place is cursed." Never stayed a night in it. Absolute lunatic. But yeah, Bavaria's beautiful, isn't it? Munich, what a town that is for beer. I mean, Crummy had yesterday. I was like, "What you got there, Crummy?" He was like, "An Augustiner beer." I went to the Augustiner beer hall. It's called the Augustiner Keller. It's right in the heart of Munich. And yeah, what a place. It was like, "Lads, do you want a beer?" And we were like, "Yeah." She just walked off. It was like one beer only. The menu, everything, and when I say everything, I mean everything, was mashed potato, sauerkraut, and the only variation was the type of sausage you had. So you could get like one of these big ring sausages, a selection, and they had these like big Winnie the Pooh style ceramic containers on the table. It was all homemade honey mustard sauces, curry ketchups. Oh, very, very good. Phil Smith. I did Nuremberg a few years ago. Loved it. The castle there is awesome, mate. Nuremberg. I can imagine that's pretty beautiful down there. That's where we should have flown to, but we drove down from Calais. It was a Friday. We got to Lille on the Thursday night. Friday morning we left early. It was like 4:30 in the morning. Rained and pissed it down all the way down to bloody Bastogne in Belgium. And then it just rained and pissed it down all day and snowed and all sorts in Belgium. And then we ended up going all the way down to Bavaria. It was like 8 or 9 hours in the car. Never again. But yeah, Nuremberg, a lot of history there as well, which I'm a bit of a nerd. So Nuremberg was the other city we stayed in from Slice. Mate, you went on a banging tour. Slurpy Dave with another joke. He loves it, doesn't he? As I'm getting older, I have a balanced diet, a beer in each hand. Mate, I've been like that this past month or so. Honestly, it's bad, mate. I've got about 40 beers to put on Untapped. It's ridiculous. But yeah, what a place Munich is. And where have I been in Germany? I've been Munich. I've done Berlin. Berlin was amazing. Like the place, this whole city's like a walking museum. So like you start at the Reichstag, and you've got the Tiergarten, the big garden, the big long garden that goes up from the Reichstag, the German government building. You sort of poke your head around the corner, you've got the Nuremberg Gate. 300 yards up from that, you've got the Holocaust Memorial. With all this, I say sculptures, they're like different height sort of box stone pieces, and it's just amazing. Like it's designed to be confusing and obviously give you a little taste of what it might have been like for those poor people. And then from there, you've got like the topography of terror. Now that was a cool museum. That was like a museum that talked about the war from the Nazi perspective. And it didn't make things make sense, but equally it was like, I can see how these German people were duped and brainwashed into believing what to believe. Then we're up by that's Checkpoint Charlie. I won't go any longer, but yeah, amazing. But don't go for beer halls; it's rubbish. For beer halls, excuse me. Soapy Dave says you've been to quite a few countries, Mark, and still not been to Scotland, mate. It's true. The most north I've been from here, or from anywhere in the UK, is Keswick, Lake District. Never been to Scotland. But the thing is with Scotland, right? You look at flights for Edinburgh, they're like, I don't know, what are they? 200 quid, 150, 200 quid return, maybe a bit less than that. Flights to Barcelona are 40 quid. What are you going to do? You're going to go to Barcelona, aren't you, for a bit of sun? Disco says, yes, I've heard you can stay there now. I stayed in Colditz Castle once. It's a hotel / youth hostel these days. Mad place, though. Mate, imagine staying there. Disco, do you know if the rooms that you stay in are the old kind of cells or the old kind of retention rooms that they used to use back in the day? Phil Smith says, I lived in Scotland for a while, about 10 minutes from Dumfries. Mate, my mum and dad had never been to Scotland. And they went at the end of last summer, and they went up to Aviemore. They bought me a load of beer back from Cairngorm Brewery, actually. It was bloody good. Still got a couple to do. But the pictures, honestly, my sister lives in New Zealand, and it was like different geography, but it's equally as stunning. I mean, my sister, she sent some amazing pictures through. Slurpy says Colditz. That's well interesting. Yeah. Imagine going there. Did you to check out? Did you have to like tie a load of bed sheets together and get out that way? Window beer reviews. Have you been to Ireland? Mate, I've been a lot of places. I say I'm well travelled. I've never like travelled. I think the longest I've been away from home in a foreign country was 3 months in America. I've been to Australia, Qatar, Cyprus, nearly every country in Europe, America, Mexico, the Caribbean, loads of places. Absolutely loads of places. But I've never been to Scotland or Ireland. I've been to Wales, but not Scotland Iron. It's shocking, isn't it? Disco says, yeah, I think so. It was a while back. I think the youth hostel bit I stayed in might have been accommodation building for staff. Okay. Okay, yeah. No, that's fair. But what a place. What a place. Mm. That beer's been lovely. It's going to kick my arse, though. It's going to absolutely kick my arse. Thomas, where do you live in Ireland, mate? Because you're, say Southern Ireland. You're Ireland, not Northern Ireland, aren't you? See, with that, he's going to report this stream now because I've insulted him. But yeah, where do you live, Thomas? Right then, we've got to start thinking about the next beer. I'm going to mix it up. I'm not going to do too many Belgians in a row because it's going to be a bit silly. I'm going to go for this. Roy. Why is it called Roy? I need to ask John about that. It's a Lord's Brewing Company, Cranberry Infused Pale Ale. That's going to be the next one. Disco says, I met a British comedian in a bar in Colditz, and we made a spoof video entitled Breaking into Colditz. Seeing as we had the keys to get in, mad times. Quality. I'd love to go. I'm a weirdo. Not a weirdo. Well, I probably am. I'm just a beer and history nerd, really. I'd love to stay there. Phil Smith, my mate, worked at Drumlanrig Castle, and I used to be allowed to wander around. The paintings they have are crazy. Rembrandt, Van Gogh, and many more. One got stolen once. It was supposedly priceless. Did they get it back? Mate, that's taking liberty, isn't it? I hate thieving. Honestly, I bloody hate thieving. Slurpy Dave says, my granddad was a prisoner of war and they cut his tongue out, but he doesn't like to talk about it. Slurpy, I was about to say, honestly, I was literally halfway through. I was going to stop and be like, thanks very much to thanks to your granddad. You are a devil, sir. Right, what's everyone drinking? The whole, actually, I'm going to say it. I'm going to do it. Where are you from and what are you drinking? I am from I'm from Norfolk and I'm drinking. Where's it gone? A very good Leffe Royale Cascade. I wish I could speak Belgian because I reckon that's quite interesting on the back there. Can you see that? Nah, you can't. But yeah, very, very nice. Phil Smith says, yeah, it was on the news. I'm sure he got it. I'm sure they got it back. Good. All right, they locked the up. That's ridiculous. John, this can feels this can feels interesting. It feels like it's going to go everywhere. That was blooming beautiful. I feel like it is 7.5% though. It doesn't drink like it, but I feel like it is. Phil Smith says, and over, I'm drinking cheap Lidl Pale as skin. Don't blame me, mate. Everyone has those sort of getting towards the end of the month beers. Fair play to you. And what pale is it? Is it trying to think what they got in Lidl? I've got an Aldi near me. I haven't been in Lidl in probably years. They done the Formbridger in Lidl or Aldi, weren't they? They stuck them Shelby, Peaky Blinders beers in. So there's probably some half decent stuff available. And we're up to date with the comments, right? Oh no, no. Thanks, Disco. He loves it. London drinking Brass Castle Hig Figgy. Brass Castle. Yes, I had a Brass Castle. Was it a pecan and maple porter? Mate, and I had their Pilsner as well recently. Really, really good. So this beer is a fig almond berry porter. Very festive. Mate, that sounds absolutely banging. I hope you enjoyed it, Disco. I never know who's on. I normally put the hashtags at the end. He did put the hashtag at the end. I'm just being an idiot. Phil Smith, it's Down South Brewing, 4-pack for $3.99. Fair play, mate. I think it's really easy to be snobby about beer when you're doing this sort of stuff and you're in these streams, but fair play. I'll tell you what, I've had some cracking stuff from Aldi and Lidl. Got nothing against it at all. Slogan says Disco Brass Castle, good brewery. Yeah. Bad Kitty Porter. That's not the one I had. Are they sort of a porter, mainly a porter based brewery? I mean, I've had a pilsner from them. I know they're not exclusively porters, but can anyone Slurpee or Disco? Can you enlighten me? Right, here we go then. Yeah, she's lively. She was lively in the can. The can was like a pumped up tire. Window beer review, Thomas. I'll tell you what, mate. I think that might be comment of the night so far. Good beer is good beer. You know what? It's all subjective. I think I was really keen when I started YouTube. Just be honest, and be at all times and say things as I see it. And I do believe that beer is totally subjective. I think one man's piss is another man's pleasure, and it happens all the way around. I mean, I drink all this craft beer. I'll give it to a mate, and they'll be like, "What the hell is that?" And I'll be like, "Oh, but you like, or I used to be." I'll be like, "Yeah, but you drink Carling. You know what? If he drinks Carling and he enjoys it, who cares?" And I totally agree with that, mate. I really, really do. Phil Smith says they're okay for the price. Yeah, that's all it's about. But when I do my beer reviews, I always mention price because I think price is really important. Because most importantly, I buy my beer. I buy beer. I'm a beer drinker and I'm a beer purchaser. And price is so important. And I'll always mention. I mean, I do it. I almost do it subconsciously because it's so important. You know, and in this world now where a lot of people are feeling the squeeze, I mean, everything's going up. I mean, petrol is like £1.5 a litre now. The squeeze is from everywhere. No one's getting a pay rise. And price has never been more important than now. So, yeah. For the price, if they're good, then who cares? Sloppy Dev says, I'm from the Isle of Man drinking a cask of Bushy's Humbug. Are you from the Isle of... Yes, I did know you were from the Isle of Man. Nice one, mate. He's got some... No, he must have. Slurpee, is it you with the old goose in the fridge? I bet you're loaded, didn't you? Aston Martin on the drive and all the rest of it, I reckon. Disco says their Pilsner is called Pills and Thrills. It is, and it's very, very nice. Phil Smith says that's a great name, Disco. It really is. It's a great name on a great beer as well. Disco says not exclusively porter, but they do adjunct beers pretty well. Have a core range. Bad Kitty and monthly one-offs. They were my brew of the year last year. Mate, can't knock that. I do love a porter. I said it so many times. More in comments on other people's streams. But I think porter is a massively neglected style. I think we're in a really indulgent period, aren't we? I mean, it's all about it's indulgence on social media. It's indulgence with money and jobs and perceptions. Everyone's got to be seen. Do you know what I mean? Indulgence. That's why the IPAs have done so well because they're big, fat, juicy. They're just an exaggeration of everything. And porters, mild, ESB, because that's kind of now back on the radar. Those beers have been totally neglected. Totally neglected. John said it last night or the night before last. He said if we brewed a mild, it'd sit on the shelf and it'd go off because no one would buy it because everyone wants these big indulgent beers. And a good porter is bang on the money. Slurpee says Brass Castle Brewery, North Yorkshire. Not surprised at that, mate. Yeah, I mean, some of the breweries in Yorkshire in general, or Yorkshire as a collective, is one hell of a place for breweries. Price is a big part for me, says Window Biz Thomas. Yeah, it is for me too, mate. I mean, I don't go down bottle shops unless I've been paid because I can't afford it. I'll go in supermarkets. I mean, I'll tell you what I've been really enjoying actually. I just took the bottles down now. I think there'll be a bottle cap in here actually. I've really been enjoying German supermarket lagers. Hofbrau Original. So if you go into Hofbrau, if you go into Tesco's, Hofbrau Original is available for about £2.50 a bottle. It's a 500ml bottle. Hofbrau Original is blooming lovely. Let me know in the comments if you've had any of these because I think this is going to be a conversation. Right, I had this beer for the first time in a long time last night, and I forgot how good it was. I know a lot of the beers would have changed because companies have changed hands, but Warsteiner, That was bloody lovely. I drunk last night on Crummy's stream a Paul Anna Munich Helles. Paul Anna are very good. That's another Paul Anna top. And we talked about which German cities I've been to. I didn't mention this place, but I have been there. I've been to Cologne, and this is a bottle cap from Fru Kolsch. Now, Cologne was a difficult city for me. Like I say, I'm relatively well travelled. I mean, I've been a few cities and towns. And, hold on, I've just realised it's a Christmas tree and got the lights on. There we go. Is that better? That's got to be better, isn't it? Yeah, Cologne. It was a difficult city for me. It was just really, really boring. There was no architecture, and I'll come on to that in a minute, which is why it was a difficult city. There was nothing really going on. We went just after all the sex attacks that happened at New Year. And there was like someone have a look. There were loads of people got arrested. I'm not going to go into the reason or the other stuff behind that, but loads of people got arrested for sex attacks in Cologne. So the place was dead. So that was in obviously New Year, and we went in February. But the one thing we did was we found a proper. Is it the Rhineland that it's known as? Proper Cologne style pub that was different from a Bavarian beer hall, and it was different from anywhere I went in Berlin. Right, I'll come on to this in a minute. Sloppy Dave says we still get pints for under £3 in normal pubs in the Isle of Man. Don't like paying over £3.50. You're lucky then, mate. It's like a tax thing, isn't it, in the Isle of Man? It's like I don't know, Slurpee. Can you explain why the Isle of Man is where it is? I don't know enough about it, but I kind of have an inkling, but I'm not going to say it. Slurpee Dave says I was brought up on Mild in northern Manchester before I moved to the Isle of Man. Yeah, Mild. I mean, we had a beer festival. So I'm part of an organisation called the Round Table. So it's a young men's. It's not businessy. It's not Masons or anything. It's just a young men's social club. And we're a social club, but we do a bit for charity every year. So one thing we do every year is a beer festival, and I'm in charge of getting the beer, obviously, because I'm a nerd, beer nerd. Hello to all the beer nerds out there. But one of the best beers we had in the first beer festival was a Mild from Tyndall Ales Brewery. So Tyndall Ales are from a little village called Seething, 20 minutes from me. Was their Mild. It was blooming lovely. We managed to keep the condition as well. We kept it at the right temperature. We stored it correctly, and it was cracking all weekend. Mate, we must have poured more than half of that beer down the drain. Couldn't sell it. Mild. Mild. I don't like mild. What beer do you want? Mild? Nah. Do you want a very average pale ale? Yes, please. Anyway, that's my opinion. It's not everybody else's opinion. I appreciate that. Where are we? Because I'm useless. Paul Smith says, I love Warsteiner. Definitely my go-to pill from the supermarket. Mate, it was blooming lovely. Blooming lovely. Honestly, got nothing against Warsteiner. I flew to Munich. Some of you, if you watch Crummy Stream, you'd heard me record this story, but I flew to Munich. When would that have been? 2014. I went for football. I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I'm a Charlton fan. We're never going to get the Champions League. Arsenal. I was watching Arsenal a bit that year because of mate had a spare season ticket and all the rest of it. We went out to Munich, and I've lost my train of thought. And we caught a Lufthansa flight out of Heathrow to Munich, and we went on the plane, sat down, got up to altitude, and the old trolley dollies. Shouldn't say that. The old flight attendants come around, and she said to me, she said, "Can I get you anything?" I was like, "It's early in the morning." It was like the first flight. It was that early, that flight. We couldn't even get you normally go to like the Weatherspoonsy pubs. Couldn't even get a beer or a beer. Couldn't even get breakfast so early. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I was like, maybe a 7-Up and I don't know, some pretzels or whatever I got. She went, oh, 7-Up. She said, that's €3. I was like, €3? She said, yeah. She said, do you want a Warsteiner? And I was like, I don't really even want to drink beer. I was like, it's about 8:20 in the morning. She went, no, Warsteiner's complimentary. I was like, yes, I do want a Warsteiner. It's funny how you can get a taste of beer when it's free. But yeah, Warsteiner is, like Phil says, it is it's blooming good. I think it's changed. I think it's all been taken over. But the thing is, when you used to, tell me a better country and list it, please. Tell me a better country than Germany for a core lagers. I can't think of one. Disco says, fun Brass Castle fact. Turn a can upside down, the logo still reads Brass Castle. Just. Does it really? Or is this a wind up? You wind me up. I'll go and get one in a minute. I've got a can downstairs. Soapy says, nice one, Disco. Yeah, absolutely. That's a cool little Easter egg there, mate. Slopey Des says, I'm still to try Paul Anna. Mate, it's not gonna. I mean, Paul Anna is one of them beers. It's lovely. It's fresh. It's crisp. It's everything you want out of German lager. Equally, it's. I think Hofbrau's better, if I'm honest. I haven't drunk the Augustiner, the beer that Crummy had last night. The Augustiner beer. I talked about it earlier, didn't I? That beer hall in Munich with the big honey mustard pots on the table. I've not had a bottled Augustiner. I remember it was good though. But the Hofbrau beer, Hofbrau original for me, it's £2.50. I think the Paul Anna, I think where it beats it, I think Paul Anna's £2, or it's part of that 4 beers for £6 or whatever it is offer in Tesco. If you do find that you've got an extra couple of quid in your pocket, go and pick up some Hofbrau original and let me know what you think. I personally really enjoy it. Disco says Cologne/Connors, bad memories for me. I was very ill on the train home from there as a kid, attributed to a dodgy potato fritter / apple sauce thing. What were you eating? Mate, if you're eating potato fritters and apple sauce, that's just, it's very Cologne. It's just weird. And the reason, I talked about it earlier, the reason it was a difficult town for me to go to, or city, and I'm slating it, is we bombed the absolute out of it. Honestly, flattened it. Cologne is, Dresden's not far from Cologne, and Dresden's the famous one. But yeah, it's a history. It's a part of history. I'm not saying it was wrong. It was just a part of history. It's a part of history that you don't learn about. And I landed in the city, went to the main square, no one about. All the buildings are horrible and 70s, 80s style. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like going, oh, Cologne, F this, F that. Why the F have we come here? But actually, I think it's, it's a, don't know, it's a funny one. It's just a part of history that we don't understand. We talk about the London Blitz, but we flattened the whole city there. Yeah. It's a funny one. So Dave says, I'll get me sunglasses for your Christmas lights. Ooh, my eyes. Mate, honestly, each set of those was £2 out of B&M bargains. No expense spared on Mark's beer reviews, mate. Oh, sorry, I should have showed that. I'm reading them as I go. Disco says, hopefully Slurpee will pop up with the Yul Brynner Cologne Liverpool joke. Come on in, Slurpee. You've always got one in the locker. You've probably put it down in the chat. I'm a bit behind. Slurpee says, see you later, good folk. Need to dash. Well done on your first live, Mark. Thank you for coming along, mate. I really do appreciate it. And thanks for your comedy, mate. You're always good. Always good value. Disco says, cheers, Slurpee. Slurpee says, Isle Man is a tax dodge / offshore for Lewis Hamilton types. We're just the working plebs who hold the place up. We ain't going to get into that. But yeah, I hear you. Disco. I'm a Cheltenham fan, mate. I am a Cheltenham fan. It's in the blood. My uncle was. I don't know if you're a football fan and you're watching this and you're over the age of, or over my age, because I don't remember the days. I'm 33, by the way. Charlton were sort of ground sharing with West Ham Palace, if you remember it, Disco. And we were like going to go broke. We were going to go totally off the radar. We'd have been gone. My uncle was one of the original. I think it was about 12 blokes. My uncle was one of the original guys to pump a load of money in and become one of the directors. So there's like they bought the ground, they bought the company, they pumped a load of money in to keep it afloat, and they turned it into what it was. I mean, my uncle, he's the guy that's in Chicago. If anyone was watching when the guy from Wisconsin was in, he had a really strange name, didn't he? It was like Peachtree Reviews or something. He lives in Chicago. So my dad was a Tottenham fan, actually. Paul's Beer Reviews will be loving this if he's watching or watches back. My dad was a Tottenham fan. My mum's brother was my uncle who bought part of Charlton. He built us all the way up to the Premier League, and then someone came in. I'm not going to mention any names because it's a sore subject, but someone came in, spent a load of money they didn't have, and we are where we are today. And now and my uncle's long gone now. He got bought out about 7 years ago. Anyway, who do you support, Disco? Anyway, I'm going to guess Aston Villa for some random reason. A Window Beer Reviews Thomas says free. Is that in relation to beer? Better beers free. Jack Howard, hello, mate. Stuff full of meat, I am. I thought you had a smile on your face, mate. He loves it, Jack Howard. Window Beer Reviews. One more beer, yes or no, mate? Yeah, crack one. I mean, I'm going to be going now for about another 45 minutes, and then I'm going to jump off and go and watch Rasco and Disco's live stream. Mate, that's 2 beers. Don't talk about one. There's 2 in there. Disco says, I'm an old girl fan, mate. We stuffed Charlton a whole 1-0 this afternoon. Oh. You had to be, didn't you? You did. Yeah, you did. I heard about the game. Yeah, guide. We're on fire as well. I think that's the first loss we've had in quite a while. So that's a good win for you boys. And we are now up to date. We've got 7 people in. Thanks for coming along. If you're watching this and being like, what the hell am I watching? I am literally standing in my bedroom with a £20 Amazon ring light on, my laptop. There's wires everywhere. We've got unmade beds and all sorts going on here. But thanks for coming and happy Christmas, guys. A lot of you would have finished now for Christmas. And yeah, mate, if you're there, you're there. Congratulations to a certain degree. I thought I was there on Friday. Had a call out. George Hunt that was in the chat earlier. He's a plumber. I do a bit of work with him and not for him. F you, George. No, we do a lot of work together. He rang me up on excuse me, 2:30 yesterday, Friday. Cruising. Honestly, I driving home for Christmas on the radio. I was on the way home. I was literally going home. I had a nice early finish. I was on the way home. 2:30. Mate, I've changed this boiler. All the wiring's up shoot. So the job, yeah. So it all got pushed back. Anyway, I'm working Monday now. Is everyone finished? Put in the chat if you're finished. If you have. You lucky little person. Right, okay. Phil Smith, walk right into that one, Mark. Yeah, mate, couldn't have been worse, could it? There's 72 teams in the English Football League pyramid, and I managed to pick the one that beat us today. Ridiculous. Disco says it was, as you ended our winning run last month. In the reverse, we did, mate. We did beat you back at the Valley. So one is even. All good fun. Absolutely, mate. Yeah, absolutely, mate. I totally agree. Window Beer Reviews. Thomas says I had a 4. Oh, I thought you said I've had a 4.9% beer. You've had 4 9% beers, mate. What beers are they? If they're 9%, they're Belgian ones. What one? What one more? Yeah. Jack Howard, work right up till Christmas. Mate, having a Christmas day and Boxing Day and then back at it. What do you do, Jack? I've never asked the question. What do you do? Kevin Parton, hello, mate. Thanks you. That's your first comment. Thank you, mate. Thanks for coming along. Breakup Wednesday. Yeah, I think a lot of people are. It's a bit of a weird one this year with how it's fallen. Because it's like the way the weeks works weird, isn't it? Because I mean, even to the point where at the other end, we've got Bank Holiday Monday, which is just weird. Thomas Beer Refuses works 365 days a year. Hey, when you're a big YouTuber, Thomas, you got to keep it rolling, mate. Honestly, Thomas's reviews are really good, and above all else, Saw his reviews. He's just a lovely, lovely guy. So go and have a look at him if you can. Yeah, I'm working Monday. I've got to do I'm an electrician by trade, so I've got one of these high heating stats to install. They can be a bit of a nightmare sometimes. I've got that, and I've got 2 outside lights to wire and put up. Thankfully, it's just clipped. It's all surface, black cable against black wood and cladding. Just got to do that. But yeah, I don't really want to go, if I'm honest. Sorry, my wife's giving me a shout. All right, darling, I'll be around in a sec. Jack Howard run a small landscaping / building firm and recently set up a rural security business. Nice, mate. Lots of sort of cows as bouncers with the old badges on their legs. no, yeah, we need it around here, mate. Some of the farms are just mugged off around here. Jack Howard, things in a few pies, yeah, mate. Fair play. I don't think the baby kicking off. That's probably related to that. Phil Smith says, Jack, get your fingers out. Have mistaken kidney. Northwood's Petriana, mate. I thought you was gone. It's 3 p.m. here in the Midwest. What time is it there? It's just gone 9 o'clock, mate. Yes. Feels later. I've had a couple of beers now. I thought you were gone, Northwoods. Thanks for coming back, mate. I appreciate it. My face is rank as well. I don't know what you're coming back for. Must be Slurpy Dave's jokes, window beer reviews just generally being nice, and Jack Howard just being generally a bit of a right, we're up to date. So next question, where are we going to go beer was? That Roy, that cranberry pale. Might not be your finest hour job, but I think he knows that. I had a chat with him anyway. He knows that. I don't. But yeah, it's a bit. It's all right. It's all right. It's not horrible. It's not horrible. It's just yeah. Not bothered. Right. Say in the chat, we have the Leffe Rituel and the Triple. What are we doing next? It's your choice. Window Beers Reviews. Any chance you come over to Ireland and do a bit of electric work for beer? Must be different regulations, mate. No, I probably would. I'm well overdue a trip to Ireland. I know my wife's been a couple of times. She's been to, I think it was Cork. She flew into Cork, somewhere around there, and she's been to Dublin. Says it's lovely. I haven't, never been there. But yeah, no. It'd have to be some good beer, mate. Jack Howard says, a bit of a what, Mark? Go on, finish your sentence. There you go. That's all you're getting. Phil Smith says, triple. Okay. Thomas says a Rituel. You know what? I'm interested in, I have to say, I'm interested in that. I've never had a Rituel beer. It's a blonde beer. Mate. Yep. Rasco Disco says blue one. Yeah, that's the Rituel. That's a blonde beer. That's lovely. Yeah, when I was in Dinant, then we talked about beers earlier. So I went to this bar called Le Capsule, and the geezer, the barman was mega. Like, I think we'd done about 6 months previous. We'd just done our first beer festival with a round table, like charity fundraising one. So I was just on a high from that still. And he was like, do you like, sort of saw me analysing the menu a little bit. He was like, do you like your beers? And I was like, mate, I love my beers. And he was like, yeah, chatting, and just all this beer talk, nerdy stuff ensued. And he went, I've never had this before, ever. He went, do you want a beer? And I was like, yeah, of course I want a beer. I'm at the bar. He's like, no. He's like, I'll buy you a beer. I was like, yeah. I was like, okay, this must be a continental thing. And he bought me a bottle, and it was a bottle. It was one of the brasserie breweries that they have in Belgium. And it was called Super Sanglier. And it had this little mouse with a superhero top on, red and yellow superhero top, doing the old, Superman thing. And that was blonde. And that was good. I think I've stuck it on Untapped. It'll be on tap somewhere. If you go Mark's Beer Reviews and Untapped, if you search that all one word, it'll be on there. But yeah, I do love a Belgian blonde and a Swedish one. Right, and I married one. So there you go. Right, I think that's it for the comments. So it's going to be the Rituel. We're going to have to do this. What are you guys drinking at the moment, Jack? What are you drinking, mate? Are you off the beer, Jack? Or have I just totally made that up? You seem like a guy that's never off the beer. Right. Valdieu glass. Oh, it smells mega. Here we go then. There we go. That looks mega, doesn't it? Oh. So yeah, if someone said AB InBev, just in the big bold label on the back of the bottle. Just smells ridiculous. That's lovely. I don't know a lot about Belgian beer, so I'm not going to start pulling apart flavors because it's not because I don't know a lot about it. But bloody Christ! Right then, where shall we go with the next conversation? I had a few in mind. We've burnt through them pretty quick, to be fair. So Rasco and Disco have got a beer of the year chat, so I'm not going to do beer of the year. If you're newer into the stream and you want to talk about breweries of the year, we talked about this earlier, and I did talk about Track. Track have been amazing, absolutely amazing. I've got a double IPA can up there. I think one of their better beers was one of the pales they did. Can't remember what it's called now, but Track have just been incredible. I buy my beer from lots of different places, and they're not easy to get hold of. Track. I think I go to Beer Hounds. I get my beer from Beer Hounds. My local bottle shop, twistedhops.co.uk, doesn't have it in. And if you're new in here and you want to buy some beer for Christmas, may I suggest, and we've got a little discount code there for you, go to twistedhops.co.uk, use the code MBR10, like Mark's Beer Reviews, MBR10 in the checkout. I think if the basket's 30 quid, you get your £10 off. Family run business. Lawrence, they've got, honestly, husband and wife team, couple of kids. They live in a bungalow near me, and they are lovely, lovely, lovely people. And their beer is unreal. They've got all the East Anglia stuff, Duration, Ampersand, all the rest of it. But equally, they've just branched out and they've got in like Overtone, Elusive, Left Hand Giant, Verdant, Daya have been in there. Yeah, go check them out. MBR10, 10% off. Happy blooming Christmas. That's my gift to you guys. Oh, dear. So, right then, things on the Christmas list. That was another one. What have you got on the Christmas list? I'm talking to you now, and I'm looking at you now through my Christmas present, and it was a GoPro Hero 10. So, I had a GoPro Hero 3 Plus, it was called. It got stolen. A couple of them, I went skiing holiday with a couple of my mates. They let this idiot in the apartment nip my GoPro. They replaced it. To be fair, they bought me a Hero 4 Session, like the little cube ones. It was all right, but this is another bit of kit. I mean, this is a webcam. This is it does amazing pictures, 25 megapixel pictures, 5K. I didn't even know it existed. But yeah, what's on your Christmas list? I've got my one thing. I don't really want any more. I've got a daughter now, so I wanted to get a GoPro to film my holidays. The dogs are kicking off, as is the baby. I might have to go and help her out in a minute. But yeah, what's on your Christmas list? Jack Howard. It's got to be a swear jar in it, mate, if you're still in. Oh, my God. It's all kicking off here. Oh, this beer's lovely. Here we go then. Kevin Parton, I've got myself a perfect draft for Christmas. They look mega. I don't have a beer machine. That's going to be the next purchase, I think. But yeah, the perfect drafts just look incredible. My one thing, I think the one thing, and it's going to be why I'm going to sort of mention a beer machine in a minute. But if anyone's got a perfect draft, do you get annoyed with having to stick to certain beers? Like it's all the big beer companies, and it's all. I think was it BrewDog went on the perfect draft for like £47 a cask or barrel or something, and it was. I think it worked out like £4 a pint, didn't it, or something? Someone in. I'm talking honestly. I might be talking out of my bum, but yeah, if you got a perfect draft and you bought a BrewDog, let me know. But I'm leaning towards it might be John's influence. John from Lord's Brewing Company. It might be his influence, but I'm leaning towards a Beer Monster. 2 reasons. I don't mind being hands-on, so I love being hands-on. Actually, I'd choose something that was hands-on over something that wasn't. So changing the gas canisters and things like that doesn't bother me, and removing the little. So basically, with the Beer Monster, you put the 5 litre mini kegs. You get from I think you get them in like Sainsbury's and that now. You put them in the beer thing. You remove the top air locking part. You stick this thing in, you change your gas canister, and you basically get draft what's ever in the 5 litre mini keg. And the reason I like that, number one, like I say, don't mind getting my hands dirty. Secondly, I like the fact that you can go to your local brewery and buy a 5 litre mini keg. Most local breweries do 5 litre mini kegs. So yeah, but I'm leaning towards the Beer Monster, and it's only about. Was it? I'm not sponsored to say this, by the way. The only place I've seen them for sale is Lord's Brewing Company's website. 149 quid. So yeah, I'm leaning towards a Beer Monster. But let us know about the perfect draft. My one question is: do you get bored of the beers that are available, and how hard are they to get? Because it's like all the buyback things on the barrels. How does that all work? I don't know. Never had one. Winner beer reviews list says Christmas list. Hopefully my back will stop effing up and constant pain. Oh, mate, sorry to hear that. As an electrician, I find myself quite bad. My back's normally pretty knackered most of the time. Disco says beer is not just a Christmas drink. Absolutely not. Dog's trying to get in the room because she's a cow. Phil Smith says here Disco. Absolutely. Rascal Disco. Disco says just look at Twisty Tops' website. Some decent looking beer on there at good prices. But I promised myself I couldn't afford any more orders this year, even with that discount. Yeah, craft beer's expensive, mate. It is bloody expensive. The discounts there just to row. What's happened here? Right. But yeah, craft beer can be pricey, can't it? I mean, if I'm honest with you, if I'm entirely honest, I go on Beer Hounds, sort of like for my regular craft beer stuff. I go on Beer Hounds, and I go straight to the sale section. And if it's got a month or so, the dog's trying to get in the room. Hold on, I'm going to let the dog in. Come in there. Good girl. Right, who wants to meet the dog? Put it in the chat if you want to meet the dog. Dogs aren't for everybody, but who wants to meet the dog? Yeah, to be honest with you, I go on straight on Beer Hounds, sale section. They say on their sale section something like beer will be 30 days in date unless stated or something. I just choose if it states a date. Often it's past date and stuff. I don't tend to get it. But yeah, any helping hand's a good thing. Disco, what's going on with your stream tonight then, mate? Who have you got on? I know you're talking about beers of the year, which is going to be a good conversation. Phil Smith wants to meet the doggo. She's a cow. Oh, yeah. Honestly, she's currently laying on her back. She's done the old back rubby thing on the bed. You're a cow. Yeah, there we go. Says doggo. Look. Honestly, she's a bloody nightmare. She is. She's a border collie, and she's horrendously intelligent. I mean, my granddad had border collies, and then my mum, who was like next generation, had border collies, and then I just had to have border collies. So we've got this little one. She's a rehomer. She was abused. She came with like this rib sticking out and stuff, and it was horrible. But she's my little baby. I just love her. We call her a special. She's got some sort of weird tendencies and stuff. She is special, aren't you? You're a good girl. Shall I get her on? Come on. Up. Oh. Here we go. Who's this, really? Look. There we go. She's a cow. She loves her dad, that's for sure. Who's that? Look. Is that Rasco Disco? Rasco Disco, Phil Smith. Is that Window Beer Reviews? Oh shit. But yeah, it's she's a good girl. She's a pain in the ass. I was just gonna let her out. She wants to go now. Right then, guys, we're fast approaching 9:30. I was going to call it 9:30. Well, I said 9:45 earlier, but the baby's kicking off. I need to give my wife a hand. Probably do it for another 11 minutes. Rasco Disco says about his stream tonight. It's just a nomination show tonight. Actually a proper awards thing. We have trouble narrowing the list down. Yeah. There's some unusual and surprise maybe on there. Me and Rasco, Disco says this. Me and Rasco rarely agree on it. Award show next week. Yeah, I like your dynamic though, because you're like that. Some things you're like, you just embrace each other and go to sleep. But other things you're like that. I love it. I really, really do. So that's after this stream at 10 o'clock on the Rasco and Disco. Search on Instagram, it'll be on there as a live, I believe. Did you just throw the dog out the window? Right, Phil, if you've ever watched my reviews, right, I've got two dogs. I've got one that's her, that's just like an absolute pain. And I've got one that's just like super chilled. They're both collies. They're the same breed. They couldn't be more different. Sometimes I feel like throwing her out of the window. She's a blooming night, especially with the baby. A car will speed by. She'll go out and bark at this. It's weird. But yeah, Window Beer Review says, thanks of this. Really enjoy it. Oh, mate, thank you. And thanks for having me on the other week. I really do appreciate that, mate. Sorry it's been a bit. If you're watching this now and you're like, what is going on? Honestly, I don't know either. This is my first time. It's my first rodeo. But thanks for coming along. I really do appreciate it. We're up to date with the comments. This ritual is lovely. Right, where are we going to go now? We talked about Formula One. We talked about football. We talked about beer. Did anyone see my review about the Cloudwater stuff and the kind of brewdoggy? Well, it's not brewdog by name, but did anyone see that review with the West Coast IPA? I don't blame you if you didn't. How are you feeling about those beers? Those Cloudwater. Have you bought Cloudwater in the bottle shop, and then have you bought these beers and felt a bit cheated? Yeah, they're cheaper. Absolutely. I mean, Cloudwater beers, I've got a couple behind me on the shelf. Cloudwater beers are normally quite pricey, but yeah, I don't know. It's just horrible to see the name on something so rubbish, in my opinion. What are you thinking? Because I'm just like, I could take it. Honestly, those beers, I'd much rather go Morrison's, pick up 4 cans of Half-Brow Original, or have my mate bring back some special FAs. How are you feeling about it? Like, it's a conversation, and I think my original thing was, can a brewery be craft and commercial? And Scott commented, and it got the old cogs ticking in the head, in my head. And he listed some breweries, and some of them I agree would fall into what my mind was about craft and commercial. Some of them didn't, in my opinion. But equally, it's sort of like, it's just quality. Can a brewery be craft and commercial? I said categorically no on my video. But I believe there's exceptions to the rule. But I think there's exceptions. I don't think it's not a rule to say yes. I think there's exceptions. So I'm looking at you, Northern Monk. I'm looking at North. I'm looking at who's on the supermarket shelf that I can mention. Well, there's going to be loads, but Northern Monk and North are probably the two biggest examples. They retain that level for the money all the way through. And that West Coast IPA was £3.50, which is ballsy for a supermarket beer. I think I've said on my stream, is it the only West Coast IPA on the shelves in Tesco? Well, it is in my local Tesco, and that might be its redeeming thing. Vocation, yeah, Phil Smith just said Vocation. They've had a good year. They had that weird hop skip and juice beer that was rubbish. I wasn't too keen on their Impy Stout either, but generally, Vocation have been amazing. I had was it a double IPA with like a pink label, like the pink Love and Hate, was it called? I can't remember. I've had some cracking stuff from Vocation. They're another one. Magic Rock have had their moments of being good and bad. Obviously, they're very, very big now. Anyway, not that makes a difference, but I don't know. Let me know what you think. Yeah, Rasco Disco, craft and commercial. See, probably Grillo. Yeah. They're a difficult one. I had a weird beer from them. I had a what was it? A Rainbow Sours. Has anyone been to? I think it's Waitrose. They've got or was it Marks and Spencer? No, it's Waitrose. It's definitely Waitrose. They've got that like Rainbow Laces sour thing. It was just weird. It was just sweet and I don't know. It was Grillo are funny. I mean, you've I don't know. It's you've got to ask questions as soon as they release a beer with Vocation. They get in other supermarkets. You do have to wonder what is behind them. But that doesn't affect the quality of the beer at the end of the day. But I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I think that West and East Coast IPA thing they did, Mountain IPA, it was just average. What is it price wise? Is it £3.50? I think it might be. If you knew anything, let me know. Phil Smith says, I like hop, skip, and juice. Are you sure it wasn't the other beer they did in a similar can? Oh, was it? It was definitely a double IPA. It was. Oh, I can't remember if it was from Tesco's or Morrison's. But it was good. I really, really liked it. Rasco Disco said, but then smaller, lesser known to some extent. The breweries like Turning Point, Seven Brothers getting in supermarkets. Yeah, but you do Disco. Do you have to worry with me? And this is kind of what I was talking about. I think the title was actually the title of the video probably wasn't befitting the vibe of the video. I thought the title was a bit off. I don't know why, but like looking back, retrospectively, I'm not going to change it. It's a mistake. I'm going to let it. I'll bear my bones. It's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult. I mean, you have to worry where they're going. I think my biggest thing was disappointment. I think I'd had the other beers when they released that box for £8, that kind of good vibe box, whatever they call it, good karma box. And a couple of those in there. One of them in particular was good. The others were not that bothered. I wasn't that bothered about. I mean, I'm talking from my perspective. So you might really like this beer. And if you do, then fair play. And let me know if you do, because it's a subjective thing. But it's just disappointing to see Cloudwater put a beer on the shelf for like 50p, maybe £1 at the most, or under what their kind of entry-level stuff is in bottle shops. The entry-level stuff messes all over that supermarket offering, the West Coast IPA thing in Tesco. It's just disappointment, because you do wonder, don't you? And in this business, you know, we've all got mortgages to pay, we've all got rents to pay, or mortgages and rents to pay. You do wonder where they're going, and you just hope we don't lose them to some subsection of beer that hasn't got a name yet. Right then there's the Disco says the Siren and Wild beer, very craft, been in supermarkets for ages. Yeah, you know, and that's probably what made me doubt myself. I didn't live too far from, I think, Siren are from Berkhamsted in Berkshire, not far from like Bracknell where I used to live. And yeah, some of their beers are incredible, and they retain that standard. But I feel like all their beers are fairly priced. Siren, so they're like their pom pom in cello one is like £2.50 because it's all right. It's just I don't know. Or it's good for the money. I always look at Siren as like good for the money, and that's the ultimate thing. Like money has to play a massive part in it. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not even a thousandaire. I don't know what you say, but I'm just a beer drinker, and I buy beer. And if I've got to call it how I see it, yeah, Phil Smith. It was Tropical. It wasn't the hop, skip, and juice. It was the Tropical one. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was probably damaging actually. Phil Smith says, Mark, it was a double dry hop pale called Tropical. It wasn't very good. Hop, skim, and juice of the pale. Yeah. So sorry, I've got it wrong. The Tropical one was. It was that. They've got very very similar can wraps, haven't they, Phil? Like they've got that kind of yellowy, pinky, purpley thing going on. Disco says, I don't touch Cloudwater generally. Fair play, mate. Yeah. Horses for courses, mate. Oh, I could just speak as I find, and I found them all right, if I'm honest. The bottle shop stuff was actually pretty bloody good. I quite enjoyed it. I had a West Coast Pale from them that's up behind my head. It's that can there, if you can see it. But yeah, no, horses for courses, mate. I totally understand. Right, I'm going to go for a quick wee, and then we're going to wrap this stream up. Here we go then. Here we got 6 people in. Thanks for hanging out. I know it's only 6, but I just enjoy doing this, and I enjoy talking to you. More importantly, right. It's a big question. Pardon me. What style do you think is going to be big in 2022? All the brewers are going to say lager. I know they are. If I'm honest, I think it's going to be the year of the porter. I think that's going to fly. Disco, I'd be interested to see what you say, because you're a different generation to me, and obviously much more experienced than me. Phil Smith says, nearly time for the Rascal and Disco show. Absolutely. I'll be lurking in the comments like a troll under not a troll, wrong word. Like someone under a bridge. I don't know, porters. I think I've probably enjoyed more porters than I have stouts this year. Some of the double stouts are different, like the Impy stouts and stuff. Discounting those. But some of the porters have been cracking. Right. See what I'm going to do. You must have, you probably all subscribed to Real Ale Craft Beer channel. That is him there. And this is his ESB. Had it Thursday. It's good. Right, it's going to be the last beer for the stream, and then I'm going to dive over to Rasco and Disco's live stream after this. Where is my bottle opener? Because I bite my nails. I'll tell you what, we're going to open it with a light bulb. Hashtag electrician life. There we go. Phil Smith, there we go. Is his comment about the Rascal and Disco show? Well, yeah, what do you think the beer style is going to be for 2022? Like I say, if it's going to be porters, I really do. I think a lot of people have been bought in. We've had a couple of good years on like the big Impy stouts and the big double IPAs and just like gluttonous things. But I think a lot of people are probably coming into the beer industry going, you know what? What's that? Cheers, everybody. Look at that. Oh, it just smells good. They talked about what is an ESB. I mean, an ESB to me it's an extra special bitter. It's going to be more malty, more hoppy, bigger ABV. Disco says porters I gravitate towards with stouts anyway. Yeah, so I might not see it as so popular, but I would love to see if it was. I'd be for that. Yeah, mate. Some of the porters I've had this year have been unbelievable. What porters I've had this year? I think the Brass Castle one was a porter. The Maple and Pecan one, that was really good. I'm not saying it because he's a friend. Because I'm honest. Like his Roy Cranberry Pale was not very good. Equally, his Bandon Car Porter was bloody lovely, and it's just a normal porter. It's smoky. It's deep. It's rich. It hasn't got them like I don't know, angel tears adjuncts in it. That's lovely. John's done another good job there. Yeah, I don't know. Porter's a style. It's neglected, mate. Milds and porters, them sort of dark beers. They're like all the old beers that you associate with your granddad drinking down the working men's club, aren't they? Yeah, I don't know. Porters are. I see what I haven't had. I haven't had. Is it called Black Cab Porter or something by Fuller's? Yeah, I'll tell you what. This is the biggest thing. Surprise news: no porters actually feature in my beer of the year nominations list because we're in an indulgent time. I don't know. I'm going to watch. I'm not going to ask questions because I'm going to watch it, but be interested to see what beers do and how that falls into trends because it's all about trends, isn't it? Beers like New England. No one heard of a New England IPA 4 years ago. Disco also says Bandon Car probably should, as it's superb. It really is, mate. Honestly, rich, smoky. Oh, it's just a good beer. It's a good porter. There we go, guys. Right, we're fast approaching. Phil Smith says Bandon Car is great. It is good. It is good. Just go over to Lord's Brewing's website, Google it. His beers are real. Anyone find his beers are really well priced? Like I bought that like Christmas box pack thing, and I know it would have been a special price and all the rest of it, but some of the beers in there were incredibly good. Rasco Disco, Dan got me thinking now, is it too late? Mate, you ain't in the life yet. You can do whatever you want, mate. You're judge, jury, and executioner of your own show. Hey, Phil Smith. Right, there's pressure. You've invited some pressure now. Phil Smith says, Disco, you have to put in the Bandon Car, seriously. It's subjective, but put in the Bandon Car. No, I'll be looking forward to that. And just to let you know, Rasco and Disco stream goes live in 23 minutes. I'm going to stop this stream in another 8 minutes. We're going to go to 9:45. But yeah, thanks for coming. Honestly, I started this YouTube channel. I won a crate of Baller Mountain IPA from Lord's Brewing Company on the Beer Monster review. I talked about it earlier. And when I was on stream, it's weird. Like StreamYard's this like what you're seeing now on YouTube isn't what I'm seeing. So I'm through a program called StreamYard that's where the sort of clever stuff happens, and YouTube's just like almost like a projection platform for StreamYard. It works really well, I have to say. It's my first live. I've never seen it before, but this is good. What was I even talking about? StreamYard projection platform. Yeah. So when this stream ends, if there were guests, and there will be next time, if there were guests, it goes into this like stream ended thing. It's that little live that you see at the that way, there. That little red live turns into like ended. And I had a chat with John off stream, and I think it was Paul, Crummy, and John were on there. Yeah, they were just like, mate, why don't you start a YouTube channel? I was like, well, no one's gonna be interested in what I say. And I can't believe like I've just gone like 9 to 8 now. I've had constantly over like 6 people watching, which is, I know some people it'll be laughable. Is it worth it? Yeah, because personally I really enjoy it. I like talking to you. But yeah, I blame John. If anyone asks why is this guy doing YouTube, he's rubbish. Blame John. Send him a DM. John MBR beer reviews is rubbish. But yeah, no, thanks for coming along. Right, Rasco says, damn. Oh, there we go. No more abandoned car in the stash to check either. Hashtag disco. Oh, here we go. We've got some sauce on now. Rasco piles in. What is disco on about? Honestly, the dynamic between them two is just incredible. If you're watching, guys, I just love your dynamic. It's all like, it's almost like cousins, isn't it? It's like sort of, you love each other, but you hate each other. Yeah. Right then, we've got 6 minutes to go for the stream, and then obviously Rasco and Disco on Instagram at 10. Does anyone actually buy Brewdog beers anymore? Oh, it was a subject I did think about before the stream. Disco says, man, who let that dude in mods? Yeah. Jack Howard, he's probably slagged him off 3 or 4 times. Absolute Bedlam. Hello, mate. How you doing? Do I know Scott and Wonder? Need to check. Yeah, I do know Scott and Wonder. I'll tell you what, Scott and Wonder's. I've watched Scott and Wonder only for the past sort of month, until I didn't. It never pops up for me. So Scott gave me some help on a stream. Really early days about setting up my YouTube channel. And I've watched him. I try and keep up. There's so many people to keep up with, but I'll tell you what, Scott and Wonder's advent calendar videos are awesome. It's a home calendar that's on its last legs, it's just beers that you can buy as well. It's not too silly. I do know Scott and Wonder. Need to properly check out your content. What are you drinking over Christmas? Thanks, Chris. Absolute bedlam. Over Christmas, what have I got downstairs? I've got some beers from twistedhops.co.uk. That's like Overtone, Duration, Burnt Mill. If you've heard of Overtone, they're killing it. Duration and Burnt Mill, they might not be on your radar. They need to be on your radar. Duration and Burnt Mill, really, if I'm going to honestly comment. And thanks for coming in, Absolute Bedlam. Really appreciate that, mate. Here we go, Absolute Bedlam. Yes, I know they're a point of argument at the moment. Who's that? Brewdog. Yeah. I found your. That's where I found your channel. And yeah, most probably, mate. I reckon. Disco, Brewdog. Who are they? Never heard of them. Not getting drawn in. Absolute Bedlam. I got them on the podcast in the new year. Nice one, mate. So Absolute Bedlam's obviously got a podcast. So fair play, mate. Yeah, need to catch up on them. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, heard of Overtone, not the others. Yeah, not a lot of people, honestly. Can you hear me? We're loading in. There we go. Absolute Bedlam, no worries at all. No, thank you, mate. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. But yeah, Duration and Burnt Mill. Duration do this lager called Cutting Grass, and it's an Italian Pilsner, and it's just it's ridiculous. Equally, I've got their Leaning to Fear, their New England IPA. That's good. I've got their Balls of Vanity. They do a beer called Turtles All the Way Down, which is an American pale ale, which Simon from Real Ale Craft Beer reviewed because I sent him a can and he loved it. Honestly, Duration is just smashing it. Absolute Bedlam. I interviewed Blue Van Man a few months ago, which has gone a bit mental since. Yeah, he's big, isn't he, Blue Van Man? He is big. Absolute bedlam. I'll check duration out. Yeah, honestly, you won't regret it. They are smashing it. Rest of Disco. No idea if switching accounts makes things easier, either or more complicated. Maybe funny. No, it is because it's just like someone pops up. it's good, but no, honestly, yeah, absolute bedlam. Check duration out. They are good. I've got a 10% discount code actually for Twisted Hops that distribute duration. MBR10. As long as your basket's over 30 quid, get 10% off. Happy days. Nice in time for Christmas. Right, guys, we've got a couple of minutes to go. Firstly, from me, thank you for coming in. I really do appreciate it. If you're watching me now in my spare bedroom with an Amazon showroom's worth of wires and cables and lights and cameras, I appreciate it. I really do. Yeah, it's just reaffirmed to me how incredible the beer community is. I am going to go over to Rascal Disco stream that's live at 10 o'clock on Instagram. Those boys are bloody good. They're good boys. And thanks to everybody that's come in, like Phil Smith, Rascal Disco, Thomas's beer reviews, Simo, absolute bedlam. Sorry if I'm missing your name. I'm just going through the stream. I don't want to miss anybody. I'm so sorry if I missed you. Kevin Parton, good old boy, Phil Smith, Jack Howard, everybody, North of Peachtree, everybody. If I mention them, I do apologise. But yeah, thanks so much for coming in. I'm probably going to call it here. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of this ESB from Lord's Brewing Company. And yeah, I will see you on the next video. If you subscribed as well, I appreciate it. You know, all your likes and subscribes mean a lot to me. Like, I literally analyse it like I'm a nerd. But yeah, thank you so much. Right, I'm going to go over to Rascal Disco stream in 15 minutes, and I'll see you there. Cheers.